Hi, Salem.
That's fine.
Fuck you. I need these to read any. Yeah, I can't.
It's almost like we need our glasses.
Yeah, and yeah, you wear sunglasses the whole fucking
I'm
day.
nearsighted, so
Fair enough.
Too bad I don't need
nearsighted
glasses.
or farsighted?
I'm gonna go with nearsighted. Nearsighted
Oh,
is when you can see things close but not far away. Yeah.
I can't tell which one I am. I know that I probably need glasses, but I don't know what
Yeah,
kind.
I feel like this has been an ongoing conversation we've had for like 3 years where you're like, I need glasses. And I go get them. And you're like, I ain't got money.
It's like, nah, I'm too tired.
I'll be fine. My eyes still work.
I'm too tired. I'm not.
I'm too tired.
Yeah, my eyes still work.
Yeah.
All right. I've actually been recording for 50 seconds. No, I was going to put this in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now you clap.
You need it.
Now
No,
you clap
you-
for no reason.
No, you need a clap.
All right.
3-4.
Can we get another clap? Perfect.
Out of
Perfect.
sync.
Your
All right.
your clap wasn't good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do a collab clap.
Okay. That's going to be awful on the audio.
Listeners, they,
Oh, it's the
they
best
did
one we've
another
done so
high
far,
five.
though.
Is the audio good here?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. So we sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
This is
sound like shit.
this is probably the
That's
best.
mean.
This is
Sure.
probably the best we've ever sounded.
Honestly,
Wonderful.
the best I've ever felt,
All right.
despite having a cold for the last week.
Despite it being like 1,000,000 degrees in here.
It's
All
not-
right.
As
It's
long
not
as
as
we
bad as
believe in
last week,
ourselves, we can get through anything, right, boys?
Let's
What'd you-
go.
What'd you
Power
say?
of will.
Are you talking again?
Yes.
I don't think we have the budget for
We don't got the budget?
that.
We don't
Mm-mm.
have a budget.
You're telling me this is completely unfunded?
Correct.
I'm fucking out of here.
This is on my 2 cents. All right. So, welcome to Isano's Den of Otakus. I'm formerly Jose, but I'll keep going by Jose.
Perfect.
I'm here with
I'm Sherm or Wyatt.
And I am Baker. Just Baker.
just Baker. Just
Yep.
Baker. I'll try not to say Salem. All right.
Well,
Well,
not to
okay.
say
Anyway.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Sorry, you're breaking up.
Salem.
Yeah.
Salim,
Salim's
I'll-
okay.
I'll guide you.
I'll accept that.
you're very Indian from
What's
my
the
perspective.
name of the sandworm? I forgot I was going to call you that from now on.
The
Oh,
name
from
of the
Dune?
sandworm.
Yeah, the sandworm.
The
That's-
Al-Khalid?
No, that's...
No, that's a trade.
I'll just call you the Benny Gesserit for now.
Okay. Sure.
You look like a Benny Gesserit.
I mean, they're basically witches. Salem was a witch town. Makes sense.
Oh, it all comes back together.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming.
it's like One Piece.
Back on.
We
Dude,
come
those
back to it.
precious eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
You
So
put on these fucking Oakleys, guys.
Those aren't... Are they Oakleys?
They look like Oakleys to me.
No, there's like a...
I bought them for the vibe. That's why I bought them.
You guys ever heard of Oliver Tree?
What's an Oliver tree?
Okay.
Does it grow Olivers?
How'd you know?
No,
I'm
he
pretty smart.
reminds me of this guy.
Oh,
Right now.
What the fuck? Whack ass haircut.
Right
Okay.
here.
dude, motherfucker got
The-
the bowl cut.
I
Yeah.
found my next pair of sunglasses
What
to
kind
buy.
of sunglasses? I don't think they're Oakleys.
I don't know what he's wearing,
White,
but this
like look up white Oakleys and you'll see what I mean. They're not Oakleys.
white. Oh, how do you spell Oakley?
L-E-Y-S.
There we go.
There you go. Good enough. Yeah, those aren't Oakleys.
I mean, they kind of look like this, except his aren't white.
Yeah, but the left picture, Oakley crankshaft sunglasses, my favorite.
Oakley crankshaft. Oh,
Crankshaft.
dude, they're on eBay and in stock. All right.
Okay, I'll look that up later. Thank you.
All right. So,
Damn it.
today
we took a break.
we took a break. One, because Salim was not feeling 100, as my people say.
No, I
No.
don't think you're part of those ones.
No,
You're different.
I'm a different
Where's
minority.
your Modelo at?
Oh, I have a Coke.
Yeah, but you're not a child.
It's in a bottle.
Is the Modelo in your fridge or not?
I don't have Modelo's, but I have a Coke glass
If
bottle.
he says yes, are you going to check?
I have
I
Corona
might.
in there,
Okay, Corona close enough.
but I don't drink
That's
it.
like the white people version of like the Mexican. Yeah, I can't handle Modelo, but give me a Corona. I feel like the guy that we used to know that was a supervisor, Corona.
Oh, he definitely drank Corona.
I mean, I know he likes Bush lattes, but Corona.
Is he whiter than me? No, I don't think so.
The guy we're thinking of?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is he whiter than me?
Which guy are you? You're thinking of a different guy.
I'm thinking of Luis.
Yeah, not Luis. I never called him by his first name. I can't remember it. It starts with an I, Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah,
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah.
He once gave me a ride in his really shitty car when I was in after school program.
You should ride in Salem's car sometime.
Look, okay. It's my partner. No matter how beat up it gets, I'll get
Yeah,
it
it's
fixed.
the ship of Theses or whatever it's
The
called.
ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We-
exactly.
we spent 5 minutes. Hopefully people are still around. So this is this is an otaku podcast or an anime
Welcome.
podcast. We talk about nerdy shit though too, so we could bring up magic, we could bring up whatever.
We got rid of all those fake listeners.
Yeah.
Filtered, exactly.
Get them out.
Dark Souls, get good. All right,
No
so
one plays Dark.
we play Elden
Sherm,
Ring.
As a Dark Souls fan, okay,
Look,
I'll have you know.
Where's your Dark Magician girl?
I wanted to
It's
start.
at home.
I wanted to start with Demon Souls on PS3, so that's what I've been kind of doing
Why
lately.
wouldn't you just play it on the PS3? Was it PS3
It was on the
originally?
PS3, yeah.
Yep,
Exclusive.
I thought it was PS2.
correct. The PS5 remake is not From Software.
And it's also an exclusive on the PS5.
Yep. All right. So I have some news stories to bring you. This is between the dates of 5/11 and 5/18 from when the Bene Gesserit was gone. Apparently
Stop calling me that.
I'll
Benny
look
Jones.
up the name of the sandworm to get your actual nickname.
Okay.
Thank you, sure.
So Adult Swim's been threatening us with a Rick and Morty anime for a good while now. What do you like? I would watch it. They even did a Rick and Morty kind of anime special bumper special once. I watched it. I wasn't too like hyped up about the names, but I mean the voices, but I mean cuz I feel like Rick and Morty is too American to translate to an anime. You know what I mean?
The question
The power of America flows through Rick and Morty.
the question I have is, who is this for? Is this for
All the weebs.
Is this for the audience that watches Rick and Morty and enjoys it?
I mean that guy who went
Or is this for like Japanese people that don't watch Rick and
I
I'm
feel like
so
Japanese
confused.
It's a
people
good
would watch
question,
Rick
Sherm,
and
because they
Morty.
could just sub the damn thing and
I'm
have
sure
it
they
over in
probably
foreign countries.
did at this point.
Then I'm baffled to wonder why they do
They
it.
have what,
I've
seven seasons?
Yeah,
of
I've
Rick and
shown
Morty?
you guys the
something like that.
Boondocks when they dubbed that.
Yeah, you did.
The Boondocks dubbed in Japanese.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Um,
But Rick and Morty could be dubbed in Japanese by itself. We don't need a Rick and Morty anime, in
I
my
also
opinion.
heard someone that got a sneak preview on this. They said it's like completely different from the original show.
So,
Like
Really?
it's a different story.
so do you think this is like an alternate universe Rick and Morty? This isn't the main Rick.
They could easily tie that into it being Rick
the
from
only way
universe
this
whatever.
is the only way this is watchable for me would be if
The different
fucking
universe.
regular cartoon Rick and Morty come in from a different portal and go, "What the fuck is this shit?"
They could make a cameo.
They probably will. That's got to be in the books
Oh,
somewhere.
I didn't have any more information other than like this is like rumored. They're moving forward. There's like no studio, no names. I don't know if those reprising Japanese voice actors will come back and do it from that original bumper anime. But
Sidebar. We all know how Justin Roiland got into trouble.
correct.
Didn't he get cleared of that?
No,
Can you look up Justin Roiland real quick? Because I dreamt that for some reason.
is
what-
Justin Roiland.
What was the problem he got into? apparently?
Cleared of charges. Some sexual assault stuff, I think.
Okay, well,
Pretty classic.
yeah.
Yeah, it still got dismissed. This was the thing. Like,
Mm.
I've heard a lot of people still talking shit on Justin Roiland, and it's like, this is kind of what happens when that kind of stuff happens, but the charges get dismissed.
But apparently he wasn't doing a lot of writing or like producing recently, like in the last few seasons for Rick and Morty. Anyways,
Didn't they came out with a new season without Justin Roiland, right?
correct. And
Did-
I mean, well,
did you watch
without
it?
yes, I watched the first few episodes without Justin Roiland doing Rick and Morty. The Rick was spot on. The Morty, once you're like in episode 5, it almost sounds 1-to-1 like the old Morty.
Oh.
So you kind of you get over it.
Okay, I mean, fair enough.
It was weird. Like, I mean, but yeah, like he also had like another show, Solar Opposites. That one did a funnier thing. They like recast the voice. All they did, because it was there's like 4 aliens. They go to Earth, blah blah blah. So what they did in that one, Solar Opposites, to change the voices, they just hit them in the throat. They got a different voice. They got like a different voice.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, they like shot him with like a voice ray or something, and then
my fuck.
and then it was like a British guy. He's like, I can't believe you done this.
Yo, get the voice of Jack Atlas from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds in there. I need a Cockney brand. Yo, another sidebar.
Yeah.
While I was at home today, you remember how we were watching those live duels? You will never guess who they had. I think it was 2021. Jack Atlas was one of them. Do you want to take a random shot in the dark at the other one?
Was it possibly Kaiba?
You wish it was Kaiba.
Fucking hell. Who was it then?
It is a small side character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. Do you want to take a guess again with this information?
There's a few small side
Just
characters.
take a guess.
What was it? Fucking, was it the Cardian guy?
No. You know who it was? Gong Strong, the super heavy samurai player.
Why him?
It was pretty entertaining, I'm not going to lie. Dude,
Okay,
that dude is
okay.
good. Like, if we have time later, I'm going to show you that video just
Feel
because that man is fucking killing it on that voice. As much as, like, I would hate it watching it, like watching it in the anime, because I think I watched that all in Japanese.
Well, that would be the problem, too, is like, I don't even know what he sounds like in the dub.
Oh, it's great. We're going to watch it later.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
you worry.
Oh, I won't argue.
All
Those are
right.
Good.
Sorry. Sidebar. My bad.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Tangent over for now.
You're good. I was depositing my check.
Got to get that
Good.
check deposited
Good.
so we can get that air conditioned.
Okay, so let's move on. We watched the Spider-Verse movies. We enjoyed.
We did.
Mhm.
We're all we're doing the thing. We're doing the meme. Anyways, Nicolas Cage gonna be starting in Spider-Man Noir live action
That sounds fantastic, actually.
for Amazon. Did that change your mind?
It might.
Okay, so
It might change my mind.
like a few months ago, I might have been like, "Oh, fuck Amazon," but they did good work with that Fallout show. I can't be mad.
I mean, I've been telling you guys that The Boys is a good show.
Yeah, I want to watch The Boys at some point.
Invincible's a good one.
Don't care. Sorry, can't. Like after all the I saw all of it before I ever watched it, and that
Yeah.
usually like kills my interest.
Fair enough. I know what happens in Invincible. I only care about the cannibalism shit and Battle Beast. That's all I care about.
So like I have a little bit of faith, but I mean this could be a Netflix One Piece versus a Netflix Cowboy Bebop, where it's like one show's fine and pretty close to the source material, and the other one's just
not
a
so
steaming
fine.
pile of garbage.
Yeah.
So sure, we can check it out. Is it going to be a show or a movie?
It's going to be a live action show. It'll probably be like the standard 8 episodes for like 50 to 60 minutes.
If
I mean,
if
it's
a-
starring Nick Cage himself, though.
okay, another thing, if it's episodic, I'd be more into it. But if it's gonna like have an overarching plot, I don't know if I'll care.
Okay.
Hey,
'Cause-
this will be his return to being a superhero after that god awful Flash cameo he did,
Oh,
and then prior to that, he was also the Marvel superhero Ghost Rider. You guys remember that?
Oh, of course I remember Ghost
I
Rider. man. Of course I
unironically
do.
kind of enjoy those movies, like the first one. at
Oh
least.
yeah, no, I did too.
The
Like,
Ghost Rider was a banger.
Not saying it sticks anywhere close to like the comics, but kind of unironically enjoyed it.
it was fun seeing Nick Cage freak out when he was
Also-
transforming. I got to kick
Also,
out.
Ava Mendes is still hot. I don't care.
Then the comic books, I don't know if you guys were aware.
Is Ava Mendes in the comic?
No, unfortunately. In the comic books, Frank Castle dies, aka the Punisher, and then he gets resurrected and becomes the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I'm not surprised, to be honest with you.
It's
Isn't
weird.
I heard people talk about before, like Ghost Rider using his ability on the Punisher, and like it didn't affect him at all.
I don't know that storyline. I couldn't
That
tell
would be
you.
cool to read that part.
That sounds entirely plausible.
There was a crossover between the Punisher and Eminem comic book. I can tell you that. This was during the Slim Shady period.
Sorry, Eminem has a comic.
Jose, what are you talking about?
Hold on, I want you guys to witness this. Slim Shady, the Punisher.
Yes, SLM Shady, my favorite rapper.
Yep.
That's not real. That can't be real.
What?
Oh, they made it. Oh my lord.
I just want the fucking picture.
Is that like live action Eminem standing next to the Punisher?
Yeah, it's like, here you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean,
Sorry.
wait.
Kind of hope it kind of hope they would sound good too. Don't know what that means. Here's a shot of the Punisher. Just
Dude, these faces Eminem's made, it's killing me. I love it.
here's Eminem with the chainsaw.
Okay.
Here's Eminem.
Oh, what?
Yo, Eminem the Punisher crossover.
Oh, excuse me.
Double XL. Marvel collab. This is in case you didn't know. That's our Marvel talk. No, we have another thing for Marvel. The about how they're rebranding their television. Did you know that Agatha show, the one I pulled up earlier before we started recording?
Sure. Is she like in Shield or something?
No, she was the witch that was kind of I watched
pull
one.
up the news
Wait,
story
was
so I
she
can have
the
something to look
witch
at?
in the
WandaVision
Yeah,
show.
that's the one.
Correct.
I'm sorry, there's another witch in WandaVision?
Wait,
No,
yes,
she
there
was
is,
the
sure.
one that was kind of she was the one that was kind of pulling the strings and kind of keeping
Is she like
yeah.
another, is it another Scarlet Witch?
No,
Is it
she's
no?
like an old witch.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh.
Look, WandaVision was not a good show. I did not enjoy it very much, and I'm me. So the fact that I was also bored the fuck out of my mind.
Right.
But apparently they gave her a spin-off right after that show aired. By the way, that show aired like in 2021 or something.
Yeah.
This show, Agatha All Along, is the final name, but I just want you guys to know that it had a bunch of names.
Live, die, repeat, Agatha.
No names. So
Live, die, Agatha, repeat. What?
Oh, wake, eat, game, sleep,
That's
repeat.
not how it goes.
Yeah, well,
You know better.
yeah, apparently like the title was The Lying Witch with
the
great.
with the great wardrobe. What an amazing title.
That hurt me to
Good
read.
thing they didn't go with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Aubrey Plaza is gonna be in this show though.
Is this a Netflix joint?
It'll be a Disney Plus thing.
I mean, I like Aubrey Plaza. It's been a long time since Parks and Rec.
Yeah, it really has. She had a couple of names. Let's see. It was like an Aga. You know what? I don't care enough to look at it.
Perfect.
But apparently, so I don't know if you guys remember, they did the Marvel What If shows. That was like, the Marvel What If were also comic books, and they used to be like, hey, what if Spider-Man became the Cosmic Crusader or something like that? And
Or it's like, what if Punisher killed the entire fucking
Yeah.
Avengers?
the Deadpool kills the universe, Punisher kills the universe, Eminem kills the Marvel universe. So it's stuff like that. They did a What If show, and it was an animated show. I didn't care to watch it because the animation looked kind of ass.
The only thing I'll say is I watched the Cinema Sins, or it might have been TV Sins now that I think about it. Like, he reviewed the What If, and it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, but I will say the Marvel X-Men one has looked pretty good. So they were still branding that Marvel What If under the Marvel Studios banner, but now because of the success of the X-Men show, they're rebranding it to Marvel Animation. So now you got Marvel Studios, which will be the like big movie stuff. The Agatha TV show, or all Marvel TV shows, will probably be under like Marvel Television and then like Marvel Animation. And so like they're trying to
different like branded sections of things.
Yeah, because they were originally just doing like Marvel Studios, and then everybody's like, well, do I have to read this Eminem Punisher crossover? I don't want to. So it's like, yeah, people were starting to dip out.
The downfall of Marvel Studios needs to be studied.
Yeah, because even like, I started watching with Iron Man back in 2008. I even watched that Edward Norton Hulk movie, dude. And unironically, I like it.
I think the original Iron Man movie
Norton would have been the better.
But he was a problem. So.
No, Edward Norton's kind of
yeah, Edward Norton is a problem.
probably why he plays the villain in every movie.
Okay, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, I started watching these movies with the original Iron Man, too. Like, I went to go see that in theaters.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Same here.
I still own that damn.
Do you guys remember that year was the year for Batman The Dark Knight? So, like, everybody was like, oh, Iron Man was good, but did you watch The Dark Knight?
Yeah. Superhero movies were popping off.
That was the big birth of the MCU. And yeah, like, after Endgame, a lot of people just stopped. I kept trying to go. We even watched. We
watched Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
We watched Thor.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah, no, which one?
Doctor Strange.
Multiverse? Yeah, that's the
Multiverse
second
of Madness.
I always think
the
that's the
second one.
third one, and I don't know why.
I don't blame you, man.
He showed up in like a bunch of people's movies because he showed up in he was like a supporting character in Spider-Man. He's like the second highest built cast member in that. So, yeah.
I mean, I liked Benedict Cumberbatch's like portrayal of Doctor Strange. I haven't read any of the comics, so I don't know how accurate it is to those.
Right.
I think he did a great job. Like, Multiverse of Madness wasn't the best Marvel movie I've ever seen. It was still like a 6, maybe a 7 on a good day.
But it was better than like Thor 4, which, by the way, we need to go watch Furiosa.
Oh.
I got roped into watching the original Doctor Strange, I think like a year or two back with a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was fucking good.
Yeah,
that movie
I
pops
that
off.
movie.
Yeah, that movie goes.
And then I watched a video analysis of Multiverse of Madness, and I'm like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite memes came out of it, so
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was- that
Professor
was- that
Xavier
was-
like pointing a finger.
That was
like
a swerve when that shit happened because I was not expecting that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought like,
Fucking
oh, we're merging.
Motherfucking Jim is Mr. Fantastic over here.
yeah, and then he became spaghetti.
Oh, did you guys hear? I don't know if you guys heard because you guys don't care about comic books,
That's
but
correct.
Pedro
Go on.
Pascal
Yeah.
is the new Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic.
Wait, Pedro Pascal is?
Pedro Pascal.
That's
Isn't he short? Isn't he a little short king?
I don't know.
Yo, give me the height on Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
I feel I don't know why, but I always feel like Reed Richards
5'11".
is a tall guy.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's like average height.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that'd be fine. But I know what you mean, though, Sherm. Like, when I think of Reed Richards, I do think of, like, a
Yeah,
taller,
fucking
thin
motherfucking
guy, you know?
tall man. I mean, he is made of rubber, so
6'1". I mean, sure.
yeah, it's close.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Close enough.
that's just a me thing. Like where I think Pedro Pascal is tinier than he is.
Well, at least he's not Kendrick size.
Nope, we're not doing this.
He still blew him out of the water. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, Nicolas Cage live action show, but Spider-Man, if you guys were unaware, is technically a Sony property, which is why we got Madam Web. Everybody clap for that.
It's Madam Webbing time.
Did she web all over the
It's
place?
Morbin Madam.
Sorry.
Did Mihata love it?
No, Mihata was watching it and I was like, stop. And she just kept watching it and I was like, this is awful. It sucks.
Like, have you ever opened like Netflix when someone that's not into this shit?
Dude, it was like top 10.
Yeah, like people look at it and go, "Oh, new Marvel movie," and I go, "No, not that one though. Stay away from that one."
Morbius.
Just
Same writers.
Shove it.
By the way, same writers as Morbius.
Yeah, well, that's why it's weapon time.
Apparently they canceled the Cindy Moon spin-off show, which was supposed to be like, dude, there's a whole, like, Spider-Man could be its own universe, kind of like Invincible, but it's part of the Marvel universe. So it's
Sure.
it's Spider-Man is such a big intellectual property. Like, that's why they have Morbius. That's why they have Craven. Dude, Craven solo movie. We gotta go watch that.
Right. No, I'm absolutely not. You
Okay.
are banned from taking me to superhero movies.
What do you mean? You didn't enjoy
After
the Flash? You didn't
no,
enjoy that?
You
No?
didn't sit there.
Dude, remember the baby scene when he saved all those babies?
And he put it in the microwave,
That
right?
was like in the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes of that fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was awful.
It was not great.
But yeah, Spider-Man is a Sony property. Apparently, Sony went to Amazon and MGM and were like, "Hey, do this thing for us," and they were like, "All right."
You know he dragged me to superheroes, right?
Oh, Dragon Ball.
He's
that's
had some
superheroes.
bad,
Yeah.
bad movie picks.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
we-
I forgot about the Dragon
The
Ball
Boy
movie.
and the Heron?
We went. Oh, come on,
Hey,
that one was
Okay,
fine.
we all decided to go watch that, though.
Fair.
Okay.
I'm so like, let's get in a tangent about how
Okay.
I'm so over Miyazaki.
We
I've watched 2 of these movies and I haven't enjoyed either of them. Is Howl's Moving Castle good?
oh, dude, it's amazing. I haven't watched it though.
I'm not watching it. in
That's all I
English.
heard.
I told you guys about how I borrowed a copy of Howl's Moving Castle,
Yeah,
and that motherfucker skipped 30 minutes at a time, pretty much. So yeah, the first 2.5 minutes were good. You know,
That reminds me of an old story where somebody lent a copy, like a burned copy of Gurren Lagann, and it skipped like 8 episodes.
oh,
And
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, wait, they were underground. Why are they now fighting in giant robots? And it's like, you'll get there if you watch the whole thing. And then they go to space.
Okay, I might watch the live action Spider-Man Noir with Nick Cage if I just see Nick Cage doing, yeah,
Yeah, we can.
this is Nazis and World War II.
If it's not Nick Cage trying to make it like Siri, like
If
if he
he's
brings the energy from
Yeah.
across the Spider-Verse, yeah, absolutely.
okay.
Into
So
the
if
Spider-Verse?
Nick Cage acts like Nick Cage,
If Nick Cage is hamming it up,
yeah,
absolutely.
it'll be gold, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If it's Nick Cage trying to play a serious Spider-Man, I don't know, man. That's not the energy I'm looking for. Like maybe Marvel or Sony, whoever's making this, is like reading the room wrong, where they're like,
Madam Web did wrong. Madam Web didn't do the numbers.
yeah, but maybe they're looking at Across the Spider-Verse and being like, man, they really like that Spider-Man Noir. What if we made a gritty live action version of that? And it's like, no.
They got
that's
it
not-
wrong.
Back it off a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's not it.
Little goof to them. That's all I need.
It's like at that point they're already missing the point.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope they still bring the like Spider-Verse feel to it, the
Yeah.
writing, because
I want him to be a goofy character.
because like one of the first things we watched as like when we started like hanging out was the 2 Spider-Verse movies, and you guys enjoyed those.
I love Kingpin so much. That fucking fridge of a man.
No, Uncle Aaron.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay. Uncle Aaron's my favorite character, but Kingpin's still.
Uncle Aaron got that black Air Force energy.
Dude, Uncle Aaron.
For real.
Dude, his theme, I still think his theme is harder than Miguel O'Hara's. What? How did
the dun-na-na goes pretty hard, though.
Da-na-na-na.
It's like weirdly high-pitched. It goes up and down. It's like a fucking roller coaster.
All right, let's move on.
Speaking of black Air Force energy.
Assassin's Creed
Shadows.
Japan. Assassin's Creed Japan.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay, you guys had some controversy to tell me. What is it?
So people are big mad that okay, so for one, it's a Japanese lady that's like the main playable character, and then,
I'm gonna love this already.
right, and then there's the black character of
Yosuke.
Yosuke
Or Yusuke.
It's one of them. These are like accurate to the time period. Like this character existed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Assassin's Creed is 100% historically accurate
Because it is.
Are you sure?
Do you remember in the second game when you fought the Pope? And
I
the
do
Pope
remember
had
that.
magic?
Yeah, he had a magic staff. Yeah, I remember that
motherfucker
shit.
was disappearing and appearing behind you. I don't think the Pope can do that. He's like a 90-year-old man most of the time.
Are you telling me that the pieces of Eden are not real terms?
Are you telling
me? Probably not.
Are you telling me
there is not an Illuminati controlling every government in the world?
You're telling me there's not a fucking staff that makes me immortal as long as I'm holding on to it?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I guess you'll have to investigate yourself.
Yeah, I gotta go fight the Pope.
Assassin's Creed. I've been a big fan of Assassin's Creed forever. I played all the games, even the Vita one. Even the PSP one, Bloodlines.
Wasn't it like a black dude on a plantation, or was it a girl?
Yeah, no, okay, so
that's Freedom.
That's Freedom Cry.
Freedom Cry. That's the one.
That was a supporting character in Black Flag. He got his own spin-off for a little bit. The Liberation one is the girl who I think
she's like she's an African American girl that was taken in by this like well-to-do, like I guess like aristocrat kind of family, like they have money.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like playing a double life between being this, you know, aristocrat's daughter and then doing assassins.
Okay, so back to Shadows, like Yosuke,
yeah,
black character that existed in this period of time in Japan. People big mad because it's my white Japan. Get this.
This is my white Japan.
Get this character out of here. And then I heard other people being big mad that it's a woman, and it's like women can't do anything. They can't fight 30 dudes, and it's like,
did we forget what games we were playing? If I recall, there was at least one lady protagonist in these Assassin's Creed games. I can think of Syndicate.
Like.
In Odyssey, the canonical one is Alexandra, which I didn't play. I did Alexio.
Syndicate, it's the twin.
Yeah, the twin. That's like when they first started kind of sliding it in. Like, hey, women are good too.
Like, this doesn't feel like the woke agenda being pushed onto an Assassin's Creed game. This feels like, hey, what if we did another female character and had this lore accurate character also being here? Like, people are mad over nothing. It feels like
I will randomly see a lot of comments on Twitter or YouTube or otherwise where it's just like you're looking at a trailer for a game or movie and it seems harmless enough, you know, and then you'll just have people calling out that it's woke or whatever, and it's just like
my favorite.
I don't think that's it.
My favorite example of this is when they were casting Mirko, the bunny girl from My Hero Academia, and it was like a picture of Mirko and a picture of a very light skinned lady, and they're like, can't believe they're watching Mirko. And then she no, it gets better. She replies and said, I'm African American.
There you go.
I mean,
let's go.
There you go. That's just,
you got.
She was just light skinned then, probably.
Yeah, she's definitely light skinned, but you could still tell.
Well, it almost comes back to how artists will like correct people's photos.
Dude, I hate that.
Say,
we're going to
cringe.
talk about that in a little bit. Don't you worry. We got plus size elf coming.
Okay, so I mean, I will probably buy this game when it goes on sale physically because I don't like Ubisoft taking away my games personally.
Yeah, this is under the I'll buy it when it's on sale.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever bought an Assassin's Creed game for full price.
I'm
going to be
say
honest.
I haven't played after Black Flag. Black Flag is still the pinnacle of Assassin's Creed.
I mean, I think Black Flag is like,
I've heard
top 3, if not the top, like most beloved Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
I think some people consider it number one.
Because at a certain point, you just fuck off from being an assassin. You just go sail your ship for fucking
you're
8
a
hours.
Fucking pirate.
So
they had
doing pirate things.
They had ship boss battles.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't.
After
So good.
after Black Flag, it's like, hey, you're a really sad French guy in the French Revolution. After that,
Oh.
it's like you're the twins in
It-
the Industrial Revolution in Britain.
I heard good
Yeah.
things about Odyssey, the Egyptian one.
Oh, Origins.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Origins,
Origins.
yeah.
Origins was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. Odyssey, way
I-
too fucking big. It felt like a job for
I
me.
heard. Oh, what was that? Was it Valhalla, the Viking one?
Yeah,
Uh,
Valhalla was the name of that one.
yeah.
I feel like that came and went, and I heard absolutely nothing.
That's one of the ones that I haven't played yet. I have it right here. I can pull it out. I'm not going to, but I could. But I haven't played it.
Like Black Flag was such a return to form because did you ever play 3?
It was
I-
boring.
I know a lot about 3, but I
3
didn't
is a
play it.
pile of
Dude,
dog shit.
You run through you. Have you ever?
Okay, yeah.
We live in the
trees?
we live in the Midwest, right?
Oh,
Is
do we?
are there
Maybe.
any fucking like tall buildings or shit that you can just kind of like run across rooftops and stuff like that? Dude, it is barren in the game, just like it is barren in real life out
like
here.
they were like, hey, what if we had trees? Through the trees, and then you're like, okay, American Revolution. This guy is like an Indian assassin, like a Native American assassin. Sorry, he's the son of a Templar. Like this had all the makings of a great game, and then you played it, and you were like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
just awful.
I really like. Okay, it was sad Native American in the in the American Revolution,
Yeah.
but there was so much potential there because like yeah, it is tragic that he's like helping the Americans win, and yet he still gets nothing out of it in the
there
end.
was like you had to liberate a settlement, you had to build a base. Like there was just so much garbage that they had.
There was also like fights where you had like the two sides, right? And then you had to like go to certain places and like call out like what cannons or some shit
Oh.
like that.
By the way,
Remember it.
best part about that is that the Connor's grandfather is Edward the pirate.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
great.
think
That's
he
like
had
one of the
a
best parts.
sick tomahawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
I was so into that trailer, and then I played it, and I'm like, I don't even think I finished it.
Dude, that cinematic like trailer was like one of the best trailers.
Yeah, the trailer was great. I remember when that came out and
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, holy shit. But
Like, I want to watch this again. But yeah, like
So I think the like main overall thing is like people have been begging Ubisoft for years to make a Japanese Assassin's Creed game set in that period of time. I think this is like people mad that they were like, I want to be a cool fucking samurai assassin, and they're like, how about woman and black man instead?
it's like, hey, do you want to be a ninja or do you want to be a samurai? Because I'm pretty sure samurai was more of a Chinese thing, but they were in Japan.
Oh yeah, they were
They were everywhere all over Asia, but like I think ninjas are a Japanese thing, where it's like if you do one in China, it will be more samurai heavy probably. I think that's just like how I would interpret it.
well, they did have a small like 2D platforming
Yeah, those
kind
suck.
of game that was in China. Oh yeah, don't get
They
me
were not
wrong.
fun.
But you know,
They
I
weren't
mean-
roguelike, they weren't Metrovania, they were just like get from point A to point B.
yeah.
So I think people are just big mad that their penultimate game isn't what they wanted, but I don't suck it.
I'll play it when it's on sale.
The only valid criticism I think on this is the price tag, because I'm hearing like,
Hey, do you want the Ultimate Collector's Edition that'll like rub one out for you? Yeah, it's gonna be like
I
$500.
I heard the base game's like fucking ridiculously priced.
They really want $90
It's like
for it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's like okay, I heard 130. I don't know where I heard that.
I'm gonna say because we already raised like a lot of like AAA titles to just $70
yeah,
bucks base.
the
but, like,
industry decided we're going to 70. Yeah.
so you're saying it's more than that?
That's what I heard. I haven't.
Okay. Well, they're high if they think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can get the
Standard
base
for
game.
$70,
Okay, yeah.
but you want the Ultimate Edition $129, and if you want the Gold
What
Edition
the fuck does the
$109.
gold edition mean?
That's a good question. Sure.
Click on that link, DJ.
No, these are digitals.
I can
Yo,
rent.
that art looks
I
pretty
can
good.
rent
actually.
this game for $17.99 a month.
Okay.
Honestly,
Oh, I see. Oh, they're doing a dual thing
Wait,
where
yeah, you
the
can-
girl is more on the ninja kind of side and the dude's more on the samurai kind of. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but let's see. Standard Edition, you get base game and pre-order bonus. Gold Edition, you get base
The
game pre-order,
season
season pass,
pass.
3-day early access. The
Fuck
Ultimate
off.
Edition.
I mean, they do have multiplayer in these.
The Ultimate Edition, you the only additional perk from the Gold Edition is that you get the Ultimate Pack, and then if you like do one day with Ubisoft Plus, you get the Ultimate Edition. Everything else that's included plus
So
100 piece of game.
let me get this right. For $17.99 a month, I can play this game a day early.
Yeah, and also 100 other games that they will be taking
Okay,
down at
no-
some point.
No one cares about that. That's not the point. Honestly, why wouldn't I just buy this for a month and then cancel the subscription.
They're scummy. They wouldn't give you your money back.
No, I don't need my money back. Because do I have to buy the game and the subscription, or can I buy the subscription?
No, you get the subscription and then you get the game. I think that's what it is.
Never
So
mind.
it's like Xbox Live or
Yeah.
Xbox
Game
Game Pass.
Yeah.
I was wishing it was like Game Pass. It'd be like $17 for a new Assassin's Creed. That's not bad. Either way,
Buy it when it's on sale. All right. Next up, we watched the Dune movies.
unfortunately.
Come on, they were good.
Oh yeah, Sherm, did you find the name of that sandworm?
Shall
So I liked the first
Shai
one.
Hulud.
Shai Hulud.
you were shy?
The Shai Halud.
Okay.
Wait, is that when they were like, that is the Shai Halud, the
Mhm.
biggest worm around?
As written.
That
So
is written.
I think the first movie was fine. I enjoyed it more than the second one because, like we discussed when we left the theater, you could literally see the parts that were cut for time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Paul met whatever Zendaya's name was. I don't remember. It's like Sherry or
Trish? No.
No.
It wasn't Trish.
Trish. I think it meant like spring something or autumn
Yeah,
something, whatever.
Spring.
Jerry?
Chani.
Chani. Like they
yes,
they
Chani.
met. They were immediately spent with each other. They have sex. I don't remember.
Yeah, they do.
Nah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they
Oh.
were in a
Never.
tent at least one time, and yeah, they were like done afterwards.
You know what they say about sex in the desert?
Yeah,
It's intense.
ha 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 ha. That's a good one, Sherm.
Anyway,
Is Stellan Skarsgård dead? Did they kill him? Spoilers.
I don't.
He was
Yes, he did kill him. Paul, our main man, he
Oh, yeah.
does end up like stabbing him or
Dude.
something.
personally, I personally think Dune will have some of the best names, like except Paul. Like what the fuck?
What's wrong with Paul Atreides?
Don't
Also-
forget about Lady Jessica.
Dude, like Duke Leo Atreides, Duncan, Idaho,
Oh,
Idaho.
I forgot about Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah.
Gurney Halleck. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, that might be the best names. Some of the best actors had some of the best character names.
Didn't really care for the first one was good.
Well, when we were watching the second one, I was just sitting there like, okay, so they're gonna end it now. They're gonna end
Yeah.
it now, and they just kept
Well,
going, and it's just like
That's
okay.
the problem you have when you release like serialized movies like this, especially when they attach part 1, part 2 to it. You're like, this is cutting somewhere. I'm getting
Oh,
cliffhanger.
of course, yeah.
Like, even the good thing about Across the Spider-Verse that I didn't even fucking realize is I didn't even realize it was a fucking serialized set of movies. So at the end, I was like, oh, you just dropped the biggest cliffhanger. I'm so mad. Like, I
And-
loved it, but I was so mad.
And part 3 was supposed to come out like this March, so we don't have, as far as I know, we don't have any updates.
Yeah,
But
take your time. Make it good.
make it good.
I think it's the president of Nintendo that said before,
Oh,
a good game takes longer, but a rush game is always a rush game.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Shigeru Miyamoto once said like, "Hey, why would we make a game if we have nothing to like add, improve, or make better?" So it's like because somebody was like, "Why don't you make another F-Zero game?" And they're like, "Why?" F-Zero on the GameCube was
at
like,
this point in
RP.
time. Why? Because no one remembers F-Zero. you go, what's F-Zero? And it's like the game Captain Falcon came from. That's all you need.
some people would be like, "I was that."
Wait, no, is that a different game?
No,
Am I wrong?
no, F-Zero, Captain Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Okay.
want to say.
I was thinking of Star Fox. Never mind.
Okay, we did move on to Dune, right? So
Yeah, the Benny Gesserit.
Yep, the Dune prequel show. I don't think I want to watch this, especially because it's going to be written by the son of the author, and people tend to say that he basically
Okay, so
retcons
who's
or
been writing the current?
his son. The current Dune movies are written by well, they're like adapted by like because there's always like a script writer who adapts the screen, like adapts these guys.
Okay, I mean, if they're attached to it,
Oh, the director, yeah. So the director also kind of adapted the
if they're
book.
attached to the prequel about the Benny Gesserit, I might watch it just because I like the Benny Gesserit are interesting.
Yeah, they're cool, and I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of things they could explore about them
Wait,
specifically.
was this a show or a movie?
This is going to be a show on Max.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so if it was a movie, you might be more inclined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show. So this is gonna be like the beginning of the Bene Gesserit. But what people have been saying, especially the one guy at our work that got fired, was because he was reading Dune. Was that apparently he was not gonna continue going because from what he had heard is that like the son that took over, yeah, his son is
Yeah.
starting to contradict like the main books by Herbert.
Does it feel like the son never read the books?
No, I'm pretty sure he read them, but it's just like I feel like his son was probably kind of like it would have been cooler if they did this. It's kind of like somebody who takes like an already well established good work and then like puts in fan fiction. That's what somebody described it once
Hey,
as.
some of those.
They are pretty good.
Only if
I
it's
can attest to
porn.
that.
What are you talking?
All right.
Hey now,
I've
hey
never
now,
read porn fan.
I may or may not have also.
Now,
there's some decent
doujinshis,
ones.
on the other hand,
Oh,
those are
Okay.
that.
But like, do you guys care for a Dune show? I kind of don't. I just kind of want.
Just the Benny.
You kind of care for the Bene Gesserit stuff?
Yeah, because
Oh.
I think they're interesting, and if I explored that, I mean, this kind of comes down to I should just read the books.
Probably should.
I mean, after the second movie, in all honesty, I'm a little deflated about like my excitement for more Dune stuff. To be honest with you,
You're deflated with Dune?
a little bit.
Like,
um,
the justification I could make in my head is, well, at least I'm not following fucking Paul and Chani and all this other like mainline bullshit. I can just get the cool stuff about the space gypsies or whatever they are. Like,
yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, yeah, even though I'm kind of deflated about like the main stuff, just talking about the Bene Gesserits, like that could be interesting because they're fucking schemers. You know,
Makes sense.
they have plans within. Who says that?
they're schemers.
I think it's the main Mother Reverend. I think the Mother Reverend was the one who said it.
Oh, I just meant the line plans within plans. Is that the Joker from The Dark Knight?
Well, the schemers thing is,
Schemer.
they got their plans, trying to control their little worlds.
It was never about the money.
It's about sending a message.
Okay. Well, if you guys are up
'Cause
to it,
I'm
we
the
can.
Joker.
Once I get my Saturdays off, we'll be able to watch more stuff than we do now. But for right now, like,
Yeah, if it's, I also feel like the length of it, like, yeah, I kind of want it to be a movie, but I realize how it can't be a movie. But if it's like 12 episodes and that's a lot.
As long as the plot's good and it's interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
all
you
right.
know,
We'll
maybe.
have to see. It might be one of those where like it comes out and I'm like looking for something to just listen to and
Yeah.
glance at occasionally. Might be one of those. That's kind of how Fallout was for me.
All right.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
let's get into the anime section of this. Rubbing my fingers together. Sorry,
And-
my
and
hands
then
together.
Afterwards, immediately transition. It's perfect.
All right. So
Back out of anime into Marvel.
no,
Let's
no,
go.
we already talked about this. The
Never
rebrand.
mind. Once again, back into anime listeners.
High Dive picks up exclusive plus size elf.
Exclusive.
I know what it looks like, but can you click on it just so I can see it again?
I liked when she was eating some fries.
I mean, that's so relatable.
I love eating fries. You know what? I can
Do-
already
do you
relate.
know
to her.
what the story of this is? Like,
I
is
think-
she isekai'd from a fucking fantasy world?
I
So,
don't know.
Yes, actually. So
Okay.
she actually ends up in the human world, and she's like, from what I understand, just a regular
Reverse
kind of
isekai.
elf. Right?
Is this etchy?
That I don't know.
Okay.
No
That I don't
idea.
know. I just
Doesn't
know that
look
she
like it.
chows the fuck down in the human world because we have good food.
Okay. All
And
I'm saying is this got picked up by High Dive. High Dive picks up the niche stuff. We know that. We watch Gushing Over Magical.
And Chain
Mhm.
Soldier.
and Chain Soldier.
That is also pretty
Also,
niche.
Oshinoko. We have to watch that at some point. The
Yeah,
new
we'll-
season's coming out soon.
Yeah, we'll get to that because I want to watch that. Salem will be forced to watch it at that point.
I will watch it. The OP's banger.
Oh, you
I love
know
the
it.
OP.
So,
I still
and
listen
Jose's
to the
gonna
OP.
fucking skip it.
No,
every
that's the
time.
one OP I listen to.
one. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You watch
Okay.
Domestic Girlfriend and skip
Oh.
the best part of it every episode.
Dude, that show.
So the opening
fucking
was good in
sucked.
that too. Actually.
yeah, and you watched it.
That I mean, how that was during the time I was like, let's give anything a shot. You know
Oh,
what? I still do that.
All I'm saying is
that was during a time in the past. Oh wait, no.
I vote for like 2 episodes. If we're not into it, we
Yeah.
can just skip.
All right.
For Oshinoko?
No,
for-
plus size
plus
elf.
size? Yeah, of course.
We're watching.
Of course.
All
Okay.
right.
I got to know about the memes of the incest.
Some. Never mind. I was
Okay.
gonna say something.
Reddit and Twitter were aflame with these two are the kids are fucking, and I gotta know why.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
Plus size elf, we'll see.
One thing I didn't put in here, that is also related to High Dive because I forgot, is that season 5 of Danmachi is coming back, and I will be watching that.
Is that
Mr. Baker Hater over there?
Picking up girls in a
Yep.
dungeon.
Yeah. Okay,
Baker's
so
over there hating.
maybe I was a little harsh
Was that horny Salem?
It's not really that horny.
No.
What's hornier? SOA or Danmachi?
Sword Art Online.
I'll say
Having not watched Danmachi, I think it's Danmachi.
I'll say Danmachi simply because, like, even though it's not super bad, like, Hestia's badonkers are going nuts every now and then.
I might be thinking of another different isekai. Never mind.
Yeah, Danmachi. I was probably a little harsh on it the last time I brought it up, but I still think it's fucking boring. I watched, I think, 2 seasons of it, and yeah, no, I didn't have a good time.
Danmachi or Date Alive?
I don't know if I have a Date Alive, honestly, sure.
Oh, another one I forgot
So
to
you're
kind of...
telling me if High School DxD comes back...
Oh, no. My Date Alive was Recreators. That's what mine was.
How itchy?
Recreators.
Oh, it's not. It's just...
Bad?
I think so.
You know what else is my Date Alive?
Dude.
Sympho Gear.
Oh, yeah. You have a couple Date Alive. Sure.
There's a couple of them.
There's a couple.
Sorry, another one I forgot to bring up that got announced is Sakamoto Days got announced, and that's going to be exclusive to Netflix. I don't know if I've told you guys, Sakamoto Days is the one with the Assassin's Guild. He looks like Draken when he goes skinny.
Yeah, it's the shop owner that's secretly assassin.
Well, he's a
the
retired
slightly,
assassin.
like, pudgy older
yeah,
dude.
he's a retired assassin. He's John Wick.
He's got that thing. He always keeps thing on him.
He's always strapped.
Which is the scanner from the grocery store. I always see that
Pretty
picture
good.
whenever people talk about Sakamoto Days, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so Danmachi season 5, Sakamoto Days, and Oshinoko season 2. I think that one was announced a while back, but I keep forgetting to tell you guys we should watch that.
I'm into Oshinoko. I might pick up Sakamoto. Like, my metric is, do I hear people talking about it and telling me to watch it? If so, okay.
I'll happily watch Oshinoko. That's fine.
Danmachi.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Don't force me to watch it.
I won't force you.
I
Sean.
really
won't force
enjoyed
you.
it. I don't get what your
We
guys'
have
hate
5
is for it,
seasons
but...
of isekai to watch, and we could maybe get like 3 episodes.
Oh, do you know what...
We'd be on this for months.
We would.
You know what
We would.
isekai is getting flamed right now? Apparently, the slime one, because apparently, like, okay, and I've been watching it week to week for 4 episodes. There was a bunch just talking at a table,
Okay.
and then the last few episodes it's been like, all right,
the-
now let's fight.
The podcast that I was listening to about
Plug 'em.
anime was Otaku's Anonymous. It's Danny Mata and I forget the other guy. I think it's Nick. That's where that came from. Was Nick made a video where he was like, "I fucking hate slime isekai." What are we on 5?
3.
Wait, only 3?
Yeah, there was a
God, it
spinoff
feels
called
like they
The
should be
Slime
on-
Diaries.
Yeah,
Feels like they should be on like 5 or something by now.
he was talking about how it's
A lot of
characters
people-
sitting at the table.
I just been reading news articles about people just being upset. There's also been like people under like even in the Crunchyroll comments, people are just like, "Shut the fuck up and go fight."
So
Okay, to be fair, that was me with Recreators, though.
That was me with the lizards and
my
Overlord.
God. Oh my god.
dude,
Recreators, almost the entire fucking show is them yapping.
Okay.
I was skimming episodes near the
Here's
end.
the thing,
I couldn't
though.
fucking do it.
Why did people not skip Game of Thrones when they were like walking and talking in a fucking flower field for like 5
Well,
episodes?
because Game of Thrones was actually interesting, and you were engaged with like all
Yeah.
the characters and all the interwoven plots going on. Like Game of Thrones was good until season 7.
I would say
this is the thing that I've recently come to like figure out about anime. Like, does stuff before it earn it that time? Spend that kind of time, just like, because I think another show that did something similar to maybe not 5 episodes in a row of talking at a table, but Log Horizon, where it's a lot of him just talking.
Yeah, there's a lot of yapping in Log Horizon.
There's very little fighting.
Shield Hero did that too, right? I felt like Shield Hero there was quite a bit of yapping.
I mean, it just depends.
They would like go kill some slimes and then be like, "All right, let's go talk for 20 minutes."
He goes into yap sessions, but like, I feel like if
if you hate yap sessions, we need to stop. We should not continue solo leveling because after a certain point, he just talks to himself the entire comic.
You just have an inner monologue.
Yeah.
Those are my
he
favorites.
just like disappear into the dungeons by
Yeah.
himself forever and then never come out.
Sometimes he's just like,
Or it's
I'm
like
gonna go do it.
extended periods.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like the stuff we watched of Solo Leveling, I didn't really care when he was out of the dungeon. So
Okay, but
the sister's hot.
back to like what were we on? Like isekais, right? Like
Yeah, I feel like if you have made a good show up to that point, like with the fights and keeping people entertained, I feel like you can afford that. You just got to know when to cut it off.
Sure.
5 episodes, a lot for just yapping at it.
I mean, it probably also comes down to like, of course, what they're talking about too.
a lot of it is like rap.
Is it actually like involving the plot itself, or is it like kind of fluff stuff?
A lot of season 3 spoilers for Slime is like dealing with the repercussions and dealing with the aftermath of season 2. So
Is it you've watched this, correct?
yeah,
Is it show don't tell, or is it
it's
is it like that's the problem where you'd rather be shown this than told this, or is it just these characters need to
they do a lot of explaining that is unnecessary, but sometimes they just do stuff and you're kind of engaged, but then they do that thing where they stop and start explaining
right?
stuff.
there's
Every
good-
anime does it though,
So there's
but
good exposition and then there's bad.
correct. But I think people have been upset that this entire first like 5-6 episodes has just been like talking.
I mean,
So
as one of the few slime fans here, do you feel like you're engaged watching it, or has it even started to
well,
grind on you?
it did start to grind on me because they took like almost 3 episodes to wrap up last season's bullshit, and then they start beginning this season's bullshit, and there's like characters are being introduced, people are like plotting behind the scenes, and it's just like okay, and it's just like, oh, now we're the bad guys. And there's like there's weirdos, there's like a lolly sitting on some old guy's lap, and I'm
Let's
just like,
go lolly character.
I'm just
Anyway.
like, okay.
So I mean, if you're starting to get to that point, I could see why other people are angry with it. I don't know. It depends. Like I said, if you feel like the show has been good enough at a point, and you feel like you're still engaged, though they're just sitting at a table talk, fine. If not, yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like the lizards were worse in Overlord, but whatever.
But Cocutus,
whatever, right?
Cocute's
second favorite character.
It's true. It's true. I think he's a really cool man. I don't know. I mean, I was able to soldier through the Lizard Man arc or whatever you want to call it in Overlord, but I get it. Like, no one looks back and they're like, oh,
All right.
yeah, the Lizard Man arc.
Hottest take you're gonna hear.
Oh,
I didn't mind the
Wow.
That's fine.
like that first like maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I was like, come on, let's get to it, and then it got to
Yeah.
and it was going. So I was like, okay,
No, I meant like a lot of the walking, talking lizard stuff. Like,
I get where you were frustrated.
Oh.
Like, I was also getting a little bit tired of
like
it.
we were able to get through it, but it's just like if you had to go back and watch it again, or you look back on it, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, there was a lot of really interesting stuff.
Second hottest take I'm gonna have. Today.
Second hottest take.
I don't
Okay.
think
it's.
I mean, that's fine.
it's a
very,
solid
um,
6.
it's very mediocre.
I'd probably give it about a 6 too. Character designs are great. I mean, I like when Ainz is actually talking to himself and he's going on like kind of a
I think
ramble.
the idea of it being a switch where it's like the isekai person is not the hero of the story and
Yeah.
it's the villain is cool. I think Albedo's hot. That was what was driving me. And then
Solid reasons, I'd say.
season 3 I think was better than season 2. Season 1 was kind of up in the air. It was like just establishing the world, not much there.
Yeah.
I haven't watched season 4. Maybe season 4 it fucking pops off. I don't know.
You know, we'll keep an
Plus
eye on
size
isekai.
Delph is a possibility.
Yeah,
Yes,
plus size
yeah.
elf.
All this is to say we
Plus
may
size elf
give it a
possible.
go and maybe like it.
It's possible.
All right. So, do you guys like Disney? Do you guys like Disney stuff?
I mean, there are
You guys like
certain Disney
I love
properties.
Mulan.
What,
What's
the new
the
one?
new story? I forget.
No,
Oh, the new one was funny. Dude, I was laughing nonstop watching the new Mulan, I gotta tell
it
you.
was so bad.
It
Um,
was bad.
The guys that like popularized, I think, the online stuff for Commander, one of those guys was in the new live action Mulan.
I see.
That's all I
I
got.
see.
What's this new story, DJ?
So Disney executive details the company's anime game plan. So I'm gonna condense this down to TLDR. So basically, what's going on is that this dude right here, Takuyoto
Takeyoto Yahata.
Takuto Yahata.
Thank you. Basically, what he's saying is he's the executive that oversees anime at Disney, and basically what's happening. Somebody asked him basically like, Japan's entering its golden age. I feel like it hasn't. I feel like we've been out of the golden age for a minute. Anyways, what's happening?
I'll make the argument against you.
Okay. Well, anyways, so basically what's happening is they're asking him like, so now that you're buying up anime and Disney Plus is becoming a global brand for people to watch stuff and like, because I don't know if you guys know, in other countries, what Hulu is to us,
Yeah.
Disney Plus is Hulu. So Hulu in other countries is just called Disney Plus. So even though we have the streaming giant Hulu, like that's what we have. In other countries, it's just called Disney Plus. So like in Australia, New Zealand, I think maybe the UK, it's just called Disney Plus, and they have all of the like Hulu originals. So that's
Yeah.
Anyways, this guy is basically saying, okay, so now that Disney owns Disney owns the majority stake of Hulu, they're the ones that basically make a lot of the decisions. And we're watching Go Go Loser Ranger, and you guys remember this. When Summertime Rendering came out, nobody was talking about it except the people who were pirating it because it was a good anime.
Because it
That
was
sounds
locked,
about right.
It was locked in the Disney vault.
So
It
for
was-
whatever reason, when Summertime Rendering came out, yeah, it was locked in Disney jail, and they weren't even. It wasn't like week to week or month. They waited till the whole thing was done and then dubbed it for whatever reason. It was weird because I kept trying to look for it because they were like, it's on Disney Plus, and it wasn't there. Anyways, what they're basically saying is like, hey, so what are you gonna do about like anime? It's not all family friendly or appropriate.
Right.
And he basically kind of hinted to there might be some changes, or there might be some like right here. I don't think any major shifts have been made. The fundamental storytelling, the precision of the action have not changed, but there may be shifts towards adapting more acceptable expressions. So I think what they're doing is they're gonna do that Funimation thing where it's like, do you guys remember when people were making a big deal out of like when Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid English dub was like doing that thing?
Yeah.
The Pamela Henderson in High School DxD.
Yeah, where they changed the source material.
Yeah, so I think this is what he might be hinting towards, where they might shift a couple of like story beats, or they might try to like have some problematic things like to the side. So it's like if characters are gay, lesbian, or like, hey, this guy really wants to fuck his sister, it's like, we're just gonna maybe not even like translate that or something like that. So it's like, then what are you kind of getting into this anime space for? Just get the safe for work stuff, Disney. You already have Bleach.
This is a pretty ambiguous line to draw, right? Because it's like you're saying, when is it going to end, and what things are they going to keep and not? You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess depending on what type of properties you're picking up, that might not matter too much, but
I recommend, if this does happen and it's bad, pirate your media.
Yeah, but you're also gonna have to have somebody like who will go and like translate it faithfully, because Disney couldn't do it. So it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna have to find somebody who will translate it faithfully, because Disney
I
was
feel
making
like they'll
changes.
just run into the Netflix problem where people stop caring that things come to Netflix.
That's true, but I
Where,
think the
like,
problem.
unless it's still wild to me that they got Bleach.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that was a
but
weird one when I heard about it.
I don't know what the big one is that they'll get, and then like the problem is the big ones are usually like.
Remember, they got season 2 of Tokyo Rangers and it died.
I mean, that was like, if I hadn't read the manga, I probably would have watched it more than. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Where it's like things go to Hulu to die. I feel like them acknowledging the fact that it has to be week to week is a good step in the right direction for them. But if they're picking up shows and they're like, I don't like this part, I'm just going to have them dub it different. Like, I feel like you're going to run into problems. Like, if that's the case, then either hope it's like a minor show, niche show, or read the manga, I guess. I don't know. But Disney is a monster company.
that's true.
Yeah.
They're going to do whatever they want. You're going to have to live with the consequences of it, just like I had to live with season 2 of Promised Neverland.
Well,
Every time you mention it, wounds my heart, Sherm. Every time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I had no recourse for that. I had to go read the manga. Was good, by the way. Read
So,
the whole thing. It's
do you think
wonderful.
like we should give Disney the benefit of the doubt? Should we give them a chance?
for now, because what else are we going to do?
That's true.
I feel like I said, the steps towards like originally having Summertime Rendering being all released at one time versus Go Go Loser Ranger and other props I'm sure they have being week to week, that's a good step. Now, if they're like, I don't know, the brother and sister kiss, just
Step bro.
just make them have lollipops in their mouth. I don't know.
They
remove the cigarettes, give them lollipops.
There you go. There you go.
Then at that point, just hope it's a not popular show.
It's purely going to depend on what they do when it's in their hands.
All right.
It's just purely
Like this
what
is
they do.
this is why monopolies are awful. Like if Crunchyroll got bought out by Disney, we'd be so boned, and I'd have to start reading manga, and you know how much I can't read manga.
Let's see. Crunchyroll was bought out by Sony. Now,
Right.
I feel like they haven't really done anything drastic with it. They're just kind of letting it be.
Yeah.
But how about this article I talked to you guys about earlier? Crunchyroll's letting down their deaf anime fans with closed captioning. Like, what do you guys think?
So this is just specifically like the noise captioning, correct?
Yeah, so it's like, it'll be like,
dramatic music, something that's like a sound, but it's not like people talking, basically, like background noise or whatever.
correct, keys jingling menacingly.
That's so good.
Is that like a JoJo translation?
No.
I mean, shit. When they have the menacing like kanji appear behind people.
Yeah, but like that's a joke within the show. But it's like if keys
that's not a joke. That's
yeah, he's very menacing.
You
but,
ever seen Whole Horse before? Got a gun.
Don't talk about Whole Horse.
but
What, do you have a problem with Whole Horse?
I think he's funny as fuck, but
Wait.
hardly menacing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Having not read part 6 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
please tell me that Funny Valentine is riding on top of Whole Horse in a different universe.
that would be hilarious. If Whole Horse was an actual horse in a different universe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want it to be now.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Give the
for
horse a
Iraqi.
hat or something.
Wait, is it Iraqi? Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's Iraqi.
Yeah, Iraqi.
Iraqi.
So I mean, do you feel like because I feel like I kind of can't hear shit either, but I don't think I need to hear the keys jingling menacingly. If I missed it, I missed it. But I mean, somebody who is like clinically deaf, I guess. Do you think this is unfair for them, like that they can't hear the keys menacing jingly? I mean, they can't hear the jingling.
I
keys
guess it
menacingly?
would depend on like how important the sound is, right? Because like, fucking hearing like cars in the background driving away, that you don't need to bother with that. It really doesn't
'cause you
matter.
can
But
see it.
But
if it was like a horror movie or like a dramatic scene, maybe that'd be a good
I
idea.
mean,
because what was it, Blade Runner? Were we watching Blade Runner and they were doing that?
Dude, that was a unique experience with Blade Runner because we were also getting the asterisks when there was supposed to be shit.
I feel like it's just like a Crunchyroll. Just come on, guys. What are we doing?
I think that's like a lot of what people were like basically trying to tell Crunchyroll. Like Crunchyroll, just be better. Like
Just do better.
Just spend a little extra time.
Come on, guys. You bring in a lot of subscribers. I'm subscribed.
and I am too. I don't pay for their ultimate tier, but I pay the premium amount to not see ads.
Of course.
But aside from that, I mean, yeah, Crunchyroll could do better by their subscribers, especially the ones with like disabilities and stuff. I think that would honestly help bring in more viewership and stuff, but I guess it just depends on how much nickel and diming. I don't know what the Crunchyroll slave factory looks like. They might have like 4 translators doing all these fucking shows. Who knows? I don't know if you ever tried to like hit the skip button on an opening. I know you guys don't, but I do.
What's the skip button on an opening?
What is this button you're talking about?
Anyways,
It must be
sometimes
some kind of mystical button.
sometimes I go and hit the skip button and it only skips like 2 seconds ahead.
Good. I hope it did.
And yeah, so I feel like they
just have it go back and start again.
Start the episode over.
Some shows don't even have the skip button, so I have to like manually do
April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
The skip opening button just starts the episode over.
Just make it a joke and then keep it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
hopefully
like Disney.
hopefully this is something they can figure out. All right, so you wanted to talk about the studio.
Perot.
Yeah. This is an old news thing, but we did talk about it earlier. I think we even talked about it. We talked about the possibility on I think our first episode.
Yeah, so this is kind of a announcement that they're thinking. Studio Perot, I think it was the director of the studio, came out and said, "Hey, we're thinking of taking our remaining IPs that are not currently seasonal and making them seasonal. This would include, to my knowledge, the only thing that's non-seasonal that's still running: Boruto, One Piece, like Detective Conan, Crayon Shin-chan, and the blue one that I can never remember the name of, like a blue cat thing. So basically this is them saying like, hey, we might consider taking Boruto and Black Clover specifically, because those are the 2 that they work on. Toei Animation works on One Piece, making them seasonal shows instead of just week episodes. So this would improve the quality of these shows drastically because if they have more time, like 6 months between each season, you have more money to spend on each episode. You have more time to go over each episode and make sure it's animated well. You clean up.
They pull a My Hero, Demon Slayer kind of where they're adapting arcs or they're adapting
every show.
Oh yeah.
Besides the one that I named.
You're talking about them like not like cranking it out.
Yeah.
It's like when Bleach was coming out, you had full seasons of art, like full filler arcs. It's like, hey, it's kind of nice that you went through the painstaking trouble of like making a new arc, but it sucks. I don't want to watch it.
Unfortunately, yeah, when it comes to Bleach, no one likes the filler arcs. I like the Bant arc, but that's just because they effectively fight with puppets that have powers.
Hey, we found one of them that likes the Bant arc.
Well, yeah, and then the main bad guy is this hot vampire guy.
Never mind. I figured it out.
Yeah, you got me.
Do you guys remember the arc where all the Bankais came alive or something?
I do, yeah.
That's when I stopped watching filler.
Muramasa was the main villain in that. Huh?
I skipped all the filler.
You didn't miss anything important, don't you?
I did. I missed the beach episode.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like to bleed into Boruto and that kind of stuff. Yeah, especially with the ongoing like Boruto manga, which is like month to month almost. By the way, this is a spoiler. Click off now if you don't want to hear Boruto spoilers. The Nine Tails, she's now the Nine Tails Jinchuriki.
Are you excited? Kurama's back.
Are you excited?
No. I'm angry.
I just flat out don't give a shit about Boruto. Look, Naruto would have been fine to end when Shippuden ended. We didn't need anything else. I still maintain that with Dragon Ball too. Like it could have ended.
True. But yeah, so like I personally don't understand why they weren't doing like 12 episodes of a season or 24 because I feel like when they went so hard with it, then they had to start doing filler. I don't know if you guys ever read the Naruto manga, but I did. When he was training with Jiraiya and that toad, to like summon the toad.
Yeah.
That shit was like 2 chapters. That shit blew out for like 5 episodes or something. It was long.
Dude, I have no doubt that they spread that out.
Like when you're kind of like adding to like a fight, kind of like the Sarutobi Orochimaru fight, like that fight didn't last long in the manga, but I feel like the anime made it way better because there was just a lot more like action going on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's okay to kind of extend things a little bit and add in a little bit.
I feel like that's why we watch this medium, right? Is we want to see these manga panels brought to life.
And then and if they're extended, if the fight is being extended and it adds to the fight, sure. But if you're kind of extending the fight, like a One Piece fight, I think I'm good.
Okay, so he's right. The One Piece pacing is horrible, but when it goes, it goes.
Right, but when you have rematch Luffy versus Lucci, it's like it goes in, but that lasted how long?
Okay, that lasts, I don't know, it's like 2-3 minutes.
Exactly.
About what you get with
anime fights. So, but like imagine had it been adapted correctly. Like if it had been adapted like how it is in the manga. You're not, in the manga every character is doing like, Oda lines up all the Straw Hats and they do a reaction, but in the anime everyone gets their own panel reaction for 5 seconds.
I will say I think the fighting in One Piece is well paced. That we need to stretch the episodes like what normal anime episodes cover about 3 chapters, 2 or 3 chapters.
In a normal show, yeah, it's normally 2 to 3 chapters that is 1 episode. Yeah, like Go Loser Ranger.
And I think that One Piece, someone broke it down and it's like a chapter and maybe a half sometimes.
Oh,
usually
on average,
it's just a chapter.
Oh,
but it's like the fights are paced well in the fact that they feel like that took that amount of time. It's just a reaction shot, reaction shot, reaction shot, reaction shot, reaction shot. That's where they're filling that time in, and you feel it every time.
I feel like, this Jujutsu Kaisen does it right, because sometimes when I read Jujutsu Kaisen, a fight will feel like I read this in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But then you watch the anime, and they were able to pace it so well that those 20 minutes felt way longer than they actually were. Like that was a 20-minute episode. It felt longer because it was just paced so well. And then they bombard you with information in that fucking show. Sometimes you're kind of like, what did they say? I don't know.
The yapping in Jujutsu Kaisen needs to be studied. there is a
Like
they are masters of Japanese.
like is this like when you guys were talking about how like they try to explain like some people's powers and stuff like
So-
that?
And then you'll just be like,
Gojo
I don't even know what
made
they said.
the domain smaller, but Sukuna made it bigger. So Sukuna has control in this case. Next time they clash domains, Sukuna's is smaller and Gojo's. It's just like fucking pages of just
It's like you're
what
reading
is
a
going on?
It feels
Did you
like
say
you're-
pages.
yeah. It feels like you're reading a Webster's dictionary on the definition of a domain expansion clash. That's literally what you're
Like,
reading.
I cannot.
He's giving you a homework
but-
assignment.
But he's not even doing it in a way that it's like entertaining. It's like, no, I'm gonna give you the English definition, Merriam-Webster. This is how an Oxford scholar in literature would break it down, like would write it.
So like Hikari's coming up. There's gonna be like 5 minutes of explaining how Hikari's fucking domain expansion. And the only redeeming factor that the anime does is they have that sick narrator that's like
Yeah.
fucking for the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds, Hikari is effectively immortal. Like it's so like I hate it, but I love it at the same time. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
You told me that the other day, and dude, it's just so funny how specific that
It's gonna
is.
be the most powerful sorcerer of the past versus the most powerful sorcerer of today.
Which, spoiler, we will talk about the latest chapter at the end of this episode,
261.
261. So if you do not want to know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, anything at all past the anime season 2, you need to stop listening after we're done with the main topic, which
Let's get
let's get into the main topic. So, Trigger,
Studio Trigger.
what makes them so beloved? Go.
They are masters at taking. Originally, it was, I think. No, for the most part, I think all their stuff is anime original.
Yes. So like the main stuff that we would want to talk about, yeah, it is original.
It'd be like when we say anime original, we mean no manga. Just like we want to make a fucking anime. What's this one about? How about fucking underground people that stay off the surface because there are bad beastmen there? When we get to the surface, giant robots. Eventually, the giant robots run off of spiral energy. There's an anti-spiral race. We have to fight them. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but they get there somehow.
Mhm.
Like
Spoiler alert for the end of Kill la Kill. Yeah,
No,
they
that's
just
that's
Gurren
Gurren Lagann.
Lagann.
no,
Yeah.
but like also in Kill la Kill, like they're just in space. hanging out.
I told Jose last week, my favorite thing that Trigger does, there is so much ridiculous shit happening. They don't explain it, but it doesn't matter because you're having the best fucking time of your life watching it.
So it's very much like a rule of cool kind of thing where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
literally.
so awesome what you're seeing. You're not thinking about.
Do I
it.
care how Ryuko fucking made blades out of Senketsu? Not really.
It's cool.
Am
though.
I here for it? Absolutely.
Hey, she can fly now. Okay,
They
fly
fly
now?
now.
They fly now. Anyways, okay, so let me give you a little bit of background. So this started Trigger started because of these two guys. Hiroyuki Imayashi. Yeah. And then Mashiko Otsuka.
Masahiko
Masahiko.
Otsuka.
Yep. So these two guys are Trigger. They are what started Trigger, but they originally started at Gainax, where they started. Well, this guy started with like he joined Studio Ghibli, but he later went to Gainax, and that's where he made his debut as a director for Evangelion. The other guy, which is the most important guy, he started at Gainax after graduating. It didn't say from where, but I assume college or university. And his first anime was Ava as an in-between animator. Now,
He drew some doujinshi. I gotta find it.
Oh,
I didn't.
you don't say.
I didn't care to look it up, but I don't think it's spicy doujinshi. But okay, so
Sherm, if you look it up, send it to me later.
Yeah, well,
okay, so
I got you.
Gainax actually has a tragic story, which I just kind of want to TLDR. So it was 7 animators. They were probably friends. They did a Daikon short film 3, which was like a short, like an anime short thing back in the day.
Mhm.
It was okay, but people were like, "You have promise, do better." They came back the following Daikon. They did Daikon 4. It was well received. They started Gainax. It was a anime movie called Royal Space Force. It was well received, but what really popped them off, what really got them on the map, Neon Genesis Evangelion. So
Acknowledge the original. Acknowledge your tribal chief, Salem.
Anyway,
You've never watched Neon Genesis,
you've never
right?
watched Neon, right?
No, I have not.
No.
But you're doing this, and it's just killing me.
No, I know. I know why you laugh. Don't watch Neon. Watch a 2-hour retrospective.
And it
If I
depends.
ever consume it, it'll probably be through that.
Now,
Yeah,
if you watch a retrospective, you need to be careful on whether you need to watch a depressed retrospective or hey, it changed my life, or a hey, now I'm depressed.
Get a level take on that retrospective.
I'll do my best.
Because you don't want them motherfuckers glazing the shit out of this show. Because I'm going to be honest, the concept of what if we had to have children fight in giant robots, but also it's a traumatizing experience and these kids are mentally fucked from it.
Mhm.
That's a cool idea on paper. I think the delivery was off, especially when they ran out of money for the last 2 episodes and it's just like concept footage and Shinji talking. It's not a great ending. The ending of Ava made it better. You still don't know what's going on. It feels like Gege stuff, where I'm just like, things are happening in the world. I'm kind of here, but I have no idea what they're talking about.
Also, for some reason, you have to become sad afterwards. Hideki Anno wants you to be sad. Okay, so basically, Neon Genesis is what put Gainax on the map. It blew them up. Yep. They were getting accolades, names, and the money was starting to trickle in. By the way, money problems is one of the things Gainax is known for. They do not know how to handle their money. By the way, Gainax president Takeshi 69, not 69. Takeshi Suomara and tax accountant, what is this one right here?
Yoshikatsu Iwasaki?
Yep, were arrested on July 13, 1999, and then later jailed for accounting fraud. Like, this is a reoccurring problem with Gainax, is that they just get into money problems and they never have enough money for anything. Like, literally Gurren Lagann coming out and Penny and Stocking is a miracle. But
yeah, the director or the president of the studio came out recently and said we couldn't make another Kill la Kill, not because like they want to change what they're making or like the content of the stories they pick. Like, we were just under such a fucking time crunch. We just had to balls to the walls and hope it fucking worked. And me and Jose were pointing this out to each other while watching Kill la Kill. You remember like just how sometimes in Kill la Kill, it's just fucking PNGs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the best parts. Is like sometimes somebody will be running and then it's just like they'll trip them and it's just like a PNG.
Yeah, and they just spin.
It's
they like
just
fall off shit and it's just a PNG spin.
It's like it's like 5 frames of a PNG just like twirling.
Or it's like we have these 5 sumo wrestlers move the PNGs so it looks like their legs are lifting up so they can slam down.
Well, if I remember right, when I don't know how far y'all got in its entirety.
I finished it.
You
finished
it?
Yeah.
So if you remember, Nui, the annoying ass bitch with the other half of the scissor blade,
I hate it.
When she went to knock Sanagayama off because they were setting up Ryuko and his like rematch.
Yeah.
Like it was very much not a lot of animation was in that when she like poked him and then he just fell off the cliff.
Correct. That's a lot. Like there's a lot of that, and it's if you watch anime or you enjoy like when an anime like that comes out, like I literally haven't because I wanted to do a video on it. I don't know how far I haven't gotten far in the script, but one of the first things I wrote down is like in the first 4 minutes you realize what kind of show this is going to be. Within the first 4 minutes.
In the first 4 minutes, did you realize Ryuko was eating a lemon?
I did actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird, but yeah. In the first 4 minutes, you realize what kind of show this is going to be immediately.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like in the opening where Gamagori was chasing after that infiltrator dude, and you're seeing what's going on, you're like, oh, it's like this.
Because he jumps out the window to meet the dude downstairs, and it's just a PNG just also following him down. It's great.
Oh, I remember. I believe I remember anyway. When the infiltrator was running down the stairs, you could hear Gamagori like laughing as he was going down the levels, and then he opens it and he's just right there. It's so good, dude.
But going back, okay, so let's save some of that talk. So Gainax was also sued because they refused to accept an option, which apparently they had already agreed to. losing them more money. And then in 2016, Gainax was sued by Studio Karahara for $100 million for unpaid royalties in an agreement that Karahara would earn royalties on the incomes and so Studio Kahara, I think, is owned by Hideki Anno. So he left Gainax, started his own studio, and was like, hey, I'm going to take the stuff I made with me. But if you do anything with, like, you still, like, everything that I created with you guys, you're still going to be raking in money. I want, like, because I created these and I have, like, a say in it, I want you to be paying me on those royalties. Apparently, Gainax never bothered to pay him. And by the way, the Gainax studio was apparently in some fucking closet. Like, the, like, offices of Gainax were apparently in a fucking closet for, like, a good couple of years. So if you went to go look to see where the Gainax studio was, it would just take you to like a shitty building that had like maybe 2 stories. It was one of those anime buildings, you know, like the ones where there's like super shitty and like the walls are thin, that kind of a thing. Yeah. So Gainax, you know, aren't doing well. So in like, let's see, their last anime was in 2015. Their last film was in 2009, but that's just a Gurren Lagann. That was just a Gurren Lagann recap. And then their last OVA or ONA was in 2016 to 2018, which, by the way, 6 episodes took you 3 years. That's kind of weird. Takes you 3 fucking years to come out with 6 episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Gaina was a subsidiary to Gainax, but they went, yeah, we don't want to fuck with Gainax no more. So they just split off, and now they're called, I think they're called Gaina. And then the last one is Hideki Anno's studio Karahara, which they are known for like Shin Godzilla, Shin Kamen Rider, and the Eva Tetralogy, which is like the 4 Eva movies. So if Hideki Anno does anything, it'll be with Studio Kahara. So that's basically where I want to point it at, is that Gainax was where everything started, but these guys basically went, let's do our own thing. Because after, I think it was Gurren Lagann, how do you say his name? I'm just going to call him Imashi. Imashi, basically he went, let's do something else. They did Panty and Stocking. Panty and Stocking is actually pretty popular, including the dub, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, dude. Back in the day when I watched Panty and Stocking, it was the dub, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so like...
Baker.
Very true, very true. The transformation sequences, right?
Yeah, no, those.
So like, yeah, Gainax is known for the like their main shows are like that they're known for is Neon Genesis, Gurren Lagann, Panty and Stocking, right? So basically, like, you know, for Neon Genesis, Hiruki and Utsuka, they had some say and sway, but it was mainly Hideki Anno's baby. But this isn't a Hideki Anno or his episode, a Neon Genesis episode. This is a Trigger episode. So basically, after they were done with that, they did a couple other things. They took on work at other studios and that kind of thing. But these two were finally given the opportunity to do their own thing, which was Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann blew the fuck up. Gurren Lagann was popular. Like, and I think it was an uphill battle. But I think after people started tuning in, it basically be like people were like, yo, this is what's up. And a little backstory for Imashi is that he, let's see, he worked under the legendary Yoshiniro, I can't say this.
Yoshinori Kaneda.
Yeah, so he's a legendary Japanese artist, and I'm sure if we got into him, he's basically like one of the grandfathers of anime, kind of like the Astro Boy guy. So he's...
Oh, Astro Boy, okay.
No, he's not that guy, but he's as influential as that guy.
Okay.
So, yeah, he worked under him for a while. So, these two left Gainax in 2011, and they came out with, they created Trigger in, I think it was 2012, but their first anime wasn't until 2013, which was Kill la Kill. Now, let's get into Trigger. Like, what do you guys have to say? Now, there's a couple of things I have to kind of put out there. When you see a Trigger property, if you see something like Edge Runners, Kill la Kill, those are by this guy. That's his art that you're seeing. But if you see something like Darling in the Franxx, it's not written by him, and it's also not drawn by him. So that's why it has a different feel, and I think that's why I don't want to bother with it. But I know you guys watched it, right? Did you watch it, Baker? Darling in the Franxx.
I tried to. I watched probably 3 or 4 episodes, but it just wasn't doing too much for me. So I can't really say too much on it.
Okay. Because he did do the Star Wars Visions. He did the twin ones. I know you hate it. He also and he also spearheaded Edge Runners. He also did Promare, which we were supposed to watch, but we ran out of time. He did this one, Space Patrol Luluco. I don't know. But yeah, he's basically Kill la Kill, Promare, and Cyberpunks. Like he has a recognizable style, which you can agree because those are also his with Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stocking. But apparently the Panty and Stocking one was because he wanted to have an Americanized feel to the character designs. So that's why he drew them like that.
He did a good job, I have to say, honestly.
Are you a Panty and Stocking fan, Sherm?
I don't care for it, no.
Okay. But yeah, when I was watching a little bit of Gurren Lagann with you guys and I was watching Kill la Kill, I was like, dude, some of these designs almost look the same, but you can still tell they have their own personality and are different. Kind of like the guy who like gets naked. What was his name?
Have to be more specific.
The
Nudist beach.
There's multiple people get naked.
Yeah, there's just a few members.
the teacher, the undercover teacher.
I don't remember that. Man. I don't remember that motherfucker's name.
Okay, so I haven't watched Kill la Kill since like I think a year after it aired. So like I'm pulling from rough memories here. But like, okay, so Jose, I have to ask you, how did you feel in the first scene where he reveals who he's with, where he's like slowly stripping away?
I loved it.
Okay,
it was so great.
Good.
Okay, but like that guy reminds me of this guy, right? Like they're almost kind of the same, but you can tell they're not the same they're not the same character. Like they have different personalities and all that, but they kind of are drawn similarly. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I can't really say I see the parallel between the teacher with Nudist Beach and Machina. I can't really say.
Did you
what was his name?
Call my motherfucking boy Machina?
Did I get the name wrong?
You got all the letters right in the wrong fucking order.
Kamina? Okay, my bad. It's been a little bit.
Brother.
Sorry. I remember
show
Viral.
Some fucking respect.
Well, throw Viral up there.
Yeah, Viral. Man, you haven't even gotten to the best parts of Viral. Oh,
no, I haven't.
What are you looking for, dog?
The teacher.
Name's not coming.
I know.
We're just getting old. Sorry.
Creepy teacher.
When I said Machina, I'm thinking of like the Final Fantasy Zero character. Machina, I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you had all the letters right in the wrong order.
I don't know, dog. It's been a little bit.
Put some respect on my boys.
Yeah, I know. He's cool. Who are you? If you just look up, where are you trying to find the teacher, or who are you looking?
No,
I was trying to show you the comparison between the two.
Yeah, so like
creepy teacher.
Yeah, it's like they look a little bit alike, but you can still tell that they're their own characters and they look unique. Which for a worst artist, you would basically just redraw the characters like a fairy tale kind of guy. But this guy can still draw the same looking character, but you're still like, oh, that one's from Kill la Kill, that one's from Gurren Lagann, and that one's from Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Like, he's a talented artist, and even though he kind of draws the same design, he still makes them unique enough where you're not like, oh, it's just the same characters, he's just doing the same thing again, kind of like Naruto. When he like tried to move on to his next manga, and you're just like, this kind of feels the same. Or Boruto, where you're just like, oh, this is just Shikamaru again. Worst design. I would say the new Shikamaru is a worse design, in my opinion. His Shikamaru's kid, just worse Shikamaru.
When it comes to like Kamina and
you mean Machina?
Oh, it's Machina? Oh, well, thanks,
Machina
Sherm. Okay.
Gearframe.
I got it right on the first try, baby. When it comes to Kamina and like the head of Nudist Beach, right? I can't quite say I see what you're talking about because like I know them as different characters. It just doesn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When I was like looking at them, like the first thing I saw when I was watching Kill la Kill, I was like, he kind of just looks like the other guy from Gurren Lagann. But when I actually went to go look him up, I was like, oh no, they just look similar enough. But once you actually take a look at them side by side, you're like, they're completely different. That's kind of what I meant is like, if you go and look at a Trigger property, you're going to be like, oh, isn't this just that guy from that other show? And it's like, no. And then you start going down like the Trigger stuff. You're like, oh, oh no, they're just unique character designs. They kind of look alike. And that's what I mean. He has a recognizable style. You know what I mean? He has a recognizable style that you can only find by him, which is kind of...
I could probably give you that in terms of it being like a recognizable style. Yeah, I could see what you're talking about.
Are you kind of in agreement, Sherm?
Yeah, he is.
But like he also is. I don't think he wrote Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann, but they still work. Like it is off the wall, balls, crazy, dumbass shit. Like we talked about in the first 4 minutes, you get some really stupid stuff in Kill la Kill, and you're just like, all right, I'm strapped in. Let's go. All speed bumps ahead, doesn't matter. I'm about to get a concussion. Like when you, tell me about like when you first, because you were telling me a little bit about when you first watched Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. Like what was that like?
Gurren Lagann was the first like traditional anime I watched, aside from like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball. I think I might have seen some episodes of Naruto. Like it was wild that someone recommended that to me as my first anime. Fucking great recommendation, by the way. Man, that fucking thing keeps you strapped in your seat the whole time. Like the first, we did a rewatch of the first. I don't know. I think did you get to the part with the character that passes?
We got to the part. I want to say it was maybe the episode after the bathhouse, I believe.
Yeah, we might not have gotten there, but like.
Also, he thought the bathhouse recap scene. He also thought the recap scene was filler, so I think he may have skipped it in Kill la Kill because I didn't skip it, and then we were like, "Oh, do you remember what I'm talking about?" Remember, you were like, "Oh, I think this
watched
is
the bathhouse scene when I originally watched it."
In Kill la Kill? No, but I remember you were like, "Oh, this might be filler. You might want to skip it." And then I was like, "Oh, let's just kind of leave it." And even their recap, was a minute long, and then it's like, "All right, here's the rest of the episode," and you're like,
"Are you thinking of the Kill la Kill episode?"
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, I guess they did twice. I think about it.
Because you were like, this had to be censored. And I'm like, doesn't look very censored to me.
Oh, you're talking about that bath.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Gurren Lagann one.
No, I haven't watched Gurren Lagann.
You and I were talking about Gurren Lagann, right?
Okay, so funny story.
Okay.
There's a recap at the beginning of one of the episodes that when I watched it, I think I legitimately might have skipped.
Oh.
Because it's like, it recaps for like a minute, and then it's like, hope you didn't think this was a recapped episode. Joke's on you. I think I legitimately might have skipped that motherfucker, because that's the infamous bathhouse scene with Satsuki and Ragyo, where she's doing some questionable things.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I don't remember seeing that originally, so I always thought it was censored where I watched.
I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. I wouldn't.
Right.
It was very risque and also kind of weird.
Dude, Kill la Kill treads the line with like censorship the whole time, dude. Like, some of the most absurd shit will happen just to like censor stuff.
That's why I like it though. Like,
yeah.
At a certain point, and I told Jose this when we were watching, it's like, I don't even fucking care that they're half naked. It's fucking awesome, whatever they're doing. Like, the fucking action is great. I care about all these characters, fucking side characters that normally just get shoved off to the side, still fucking matter, like at near the end of the episode, end of the series. Like fucking the Elite Four, any other anime, they would have been relegated to side characters that stood on the sidelines. Fucking Elite Four are all in it.
Yeah, dude, they
fucking Takarada. Do you remember fucking Takarada? The guy that runs Osaka that's just has money guns.
Oh no, dude. Yeah, he had
Takarada fucking comes back later. He's the one that built the ship for them. Like, just the attention to fucking detail of like giving all these characters recognizable personalities, not shoving them off to the side.
Oh, he did show. He was like, "You need to hear this in English for a minute," and it's like, man. "What's up, bitches? It's Takarada."
We're watching Takarada in English.
Okay, that's fine.
Add
that's
that
fine.
to the list. What was the other thing?
You were gonna show me one of the live action voice actors dueling. It was
Oh yeah, and then I gotta show you
Gensika, I think.
One other thing. Anyway,
okay,
make a list.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have such care when they make things.
It's like, almost like they're not forgetting about shit. They'll pull it back in.
It's like Oda. Oda doesn't fucking forget. Motherfucker got this fucking steel trap of a mind. Never fucking forgot. Fucking 700 chapters later. Fuck yeah, I remembered that happened. I'm tying that bitch in.
But I think this is like to Imashi's credit and Otsuka, because I think he's the one that keeps everything together. Because like Imashi is he's basically just a character designer that was given the chance to direct something, and then he directed some of the best parts of like Gurren Lagann, apparently. According to the IMDb, according to Mal, and according to like AniList, he directed some of the highest rated episodes in Gurren Lagann. And people love those. They're the most memorable ones. Like, that makes sense, you know? If he's coming up with a bunch of this stuff, like, he has to be, it has to be good, and apparently it is. And
he may indeed be a talented man.
Yeah,
one might say he might be.
I talk a lot about how I like really recognizable or like lines delivered in anime that even though if you heard them out loud, you'd be like, man, that's fucking cringe shit. Like I was telling you about how when Idle Death Gamble fights Electric Man for the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Akari's immortal. Like, if I just wait out that 4 minutes and 11 seconds, I can beat him. But that's how losers think.
And that's amazing. Like, that's such a good line.
Yeah, like, I think some of the best lines in Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, I don't remember much from Edgerunners. Edgerunners was a fucking, like, weird trance state where I sat down and watched binged 10 episodes because I was like, I'm never going to watch this otherwise. I got to get through it.
I see.
So I don't remember a lot. There weren't any lines like that, but just...
But I feel like Edge Runners is a different beast because they're tying that into an already established universe. And they kind of have to like shoehorn and tie into the Cyberpunk universe. So like, I don't know like what all he did in Cyberpunk, but it didn't have that feel of like dumbness that something like Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill did, or Panty and Stocking.
Whenever I'm seeing stuff about like Edge Runners, me being the Twitter creature that I am, usually it's just them talking about like the emotional shit, especially near the end. They're not like quoting lines said or whatever. It's about like the sadness.
Yeah, and like that, you know, like Edge Runners was good, but like he said, you're not thinking, you know, you don't go back to it with the fondness that you would have for like Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann. And he especially hates that Star Wars one, which I didn't watch it. I didn't bother to. Like, I just could not. But I kind of want to watch Promare. I want to see what that's about. Can you guys tell me a little bit without spoiling it?
He doesn't know it. He's never seen it.
Okay, so what can you tell me without spoiling it? Is it like on the same level as Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely something we need to get to. Okay, so that's what I mean. It's like there's this recognizable style and there's this like you want more of it, but it just seems like but we don't have a lot of it. So it kind of feels like it's a process for him, especially because I feel the last thing we got from him to kind of have that.
I think you need to stop looking at it as Imashi doing everything, like, especially considering these are all original works. Like, this is a studio.
Right. Well,
that's why I consider them a studio and not like
Imashi.
I don't consider them like Oda, Gege, Eric, Horikoshi. Like, I've never heard names attached to any of these shows. It's just I know there are specific directors on these, but that's what I'm saying. It feels like a group effort. Yeah. These like fucking, I think they're more than 7 dudes now. I think I heard they're like 20, 30, maybe up to 50 people. It feels like it's a group effort. And the fact that these motherfuckers can come together to make these decisions and make quality products time and time again. Like, look at this compared to like fucking Disney Studios, where it's just executives sitting in a boardroom. Even those dumb motherfuckers can't put their heads together and make a quality movie.
Even their 3D animated stuff isn't like what it used to be.
Yeah, like, what fucking 3D animated Disney movie have you been excited for recently?
With all the money they have access to,
I feel like
they could get some good people.
Was Frozen the last banger? Maybe Moana?
Moana was...
I think Moana was the last lauded one.
Dude, it is so weird to me because, like, I'll randomly see that, like, there's new animated, like, movies coming out, and it's just like, no one fucking talks about them. No one does.
Because who cares?
That's what I was talking about with like...
No one gives a shit, and it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
That was when I talked about Wish, you know, like, everybody was kind of like, this is ass, and everybody had their own take on why it was bad, but, like, nobody wanted to watch Wish. Okay, so I'll stop talking about it like it's a Mashi. I'll start talking about it as triggers. So...
That's right. Motherfucking triggers. Salem. Acknowledge your tribal trigger.
All right, so going away from Imashi and just, like, trigger overall... We got Kill la Kill when supernatural battles become commonplace. Space Patrol.
Never watched supernatural battles. I heard things about Luluco. Didn't you say you watched Kisnavir?
What is Kisnavir?
Oh my god, wait, they did that shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kisnavir 2016. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Does this have mechs in it? Does this have mechs in it? I need to know.
Okay, no.
Why not?
Well, Kisnavir, right?
Anyway, go ahead.
Is a story about how apparently there's these group of, I believe they're high school age individuals, and they come in a variety of flavors. Basically, all of them, I believe, were implanted with a certain device, and if any of them feel pain, everyone else in that circle feels the same.
Now, this seems like a disadvantage. Why does this happen?
Now, here's the problem, right?
Do they not explain it?
I couldn't finish this shit.
Oh.
Now don't get me wrong, the designs are great and all, but like, dude, I got more than halfway through, and it's, at least the me of that time felt like this wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
You know?
So what do they do? They all feel the same thing.
That's a good question.
You got 6 episodes into this 12-episode banger, and you don't know what happened.
Banger might be a little strong.
Well, you know.
The opening's all right. I'll give it that. I remember the opening.
Okay.
But no, like
We can steer off it. I just
okay.
You were the one that had seen it,
Yes.
so I had to know.
Now the problem is that if I don't remember jack all but what was going on in the show,
Right.
I couldn't say that I recommend watching it.
I might get to it.
So
There's a guy that loves to be hurt in this group of people. By the way, now that was
So an
interesting.
Iragama-gori, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, except if he gets injured, everyone else does. So, I mean, yeah.
This is the Aura of Darkness, maybe.
Yeah.
Konosuba.
Yeah.
okay, let me ask.
Full-on masochist, yeah. He's
Masochist,
always
that's
covered
the
in
one I was looking-
bandages. Yeah.
What
yeah,
else?
you just wrap it up and that'll heal itself.
What else?
Just
What
throw
else
a
have
suit
you?
on it.
What
God
else have you
damn it.
guys watched? That's Trigger.
Kill la Kill. I've heard about Luluko. I kind of want to check it out. I think it was airing on Toonami back when
Have any of us
I had
watched
cable.
My Little Witch Academia? I feel like that's
Yes.
up our alleys, and I haven't watched it.
I like, honestly, because I looked up a list beforehand because I was like, okay, what exactly have I watched from the studio? So, obviously, I watched Kill la Kill. I watched a small chunk of Gurren Lagann.
You watched a small chunk of Kisnavir.
Yeah, I did watch that, huh? Kisniver, and then Panty and Stocking way back in the day. But other than that, I was looking through the list, and it's like, I know these fucking shows, but I just haven't watched them. Like
Wait.
Gridman, I recognize that.
Wait, they're making...
Hmm?
Go back up. Delicious in a Dungeon. What's the Japanese
Like,
name?
oh,
for that?
Dungeon Meshi.
Dungeon Meshi? Why are...
That's the one where he's like in the dungeon and they're eating the monsters.
Right. Why are they on that now?
No idea. It
'Cause I
doesn't.
thought that was a different studio.
No idea. It doesn't. It does not have the Imashi style. It definitely looks like a very soft. Like if you take a look at this right here.
I mean, that's the manga.
Yeah.
That's a different guy.
Well, what I'm saying is like it's adapted from the manga, but it's very clearly drawn like the manga. So it's not like an Imashi style. So you wouldn't think at first glance that this is like related to, this would be by Trigger, but it is. And I would say it's kind of a decent one. I would check it out. I kind of got like 16 episodes in and I was like, I think I'm just going to let it play out until the end and then I'm going to binge it later. Because that was one where it's like every episode kind of leaves you hooked. And it's like one of those where I'm like, God damn it.
Well, I mean, to their credit too, like since this is like already an established like manga, I mean, good on them for trying to stick to their style in the manga, right? Like they didn't like completely change shit or whatever,
Darling in the Franxx.
Yep.
What do you guys got to say about that?
Darling in the Franxx is good until it fumbles ending real bad.
Are people
Do you want to get into the Darling in the Franxx ending?
is Zero Two or what's her name? 2B? No,
No.
Is she overrated?
No, perfectly
Let's
rated.
get Martine on here.
What does Martine think?
Do we want to get into the bad ending?
We don't have to. I know what happens. But
Aliens come and then she turns into a
like,
ship and then
that has like a flesh face.
they're like floating through space and her body's back on the planet. I don't know how it works.
That sounds stupid.
It's real bad.
Okay. SS Gridman. I was doing a lot of dishes.
Anyway, so I thought Gridman was pretty cool because they adapt that Tonkatsu
Oh,
style.
Tokusatsu.
Yeah,
Tokusatsu.
Tokusatsu.
Yeah, so it was originally a tokusatsu thing, and then they kind of picked it up.
Well, so Sherm, you have watched it?
Yeah,
Oh, Gridman,
he was the one that told me to watch Gridman, and then I tried, but I put it on English, so I don't think I gave it a fair shot. I have to rewatch it.
I don't remember a lot. There's a like schoolgirl that has the ability to she like carves monsters, and then
Okay.
these monsters get made the monster of the week.
Oh.
For like a budget kind of Power Rangers force to fight. It's
Okay.
pretty good. I
right.
recommend it. It's got very good artwork. I was a little off put by the because they really do the hey, it's just a dude in a rubber suit, but they made that in the style.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty good, dude.
So it looks ridiculous with the CGI monster walking like a dude in a rubber suit, but it fits because they're trying to emulate that.
I could get into that, I think.
Which is actually very, very unique that a show is trying to reproduce the tokusatsu, which is very funny to me. They didn't go, let's just do a straight anime, what we can't do in a live action. They went, no, let's make an anime, but emulate the
'cause-
tokusatsu elements.
Yeah, it's the problem I always have with like Godzilla. I always talk to you about. It's like it's so close to man in a rubber suit, but we've changed it to just pure CGI.
Right.
Can I have a cooler Godzilla? I know you people like the old Godzilla design, but give my man some reach.
So,
The man's
his
not a
little
T-Rex.
Tyranno arms, yeah.
So
and
annoying.
his luscious hips as well.
like when he swims through the water, looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's
When
underwater.
he's on land and he's just fucking doing this, I can't with the
do you like
motherfucker.
the Toho one better, or do you like the,
Which one's the Toho?
legendary one?
Which one's the Toho?
The Japanese one. The original
Are
any
we
of the
talking
Japanese
about like
ones.
Godzilla -1?
Any of the Japanese Godzillas.
I mean, that one was fine, but again, it's the fucking T-Rex arms that I can't.
What about the legendary ones? Those are the American ones.
You'd have to show me a picture.
You haven't seen the American
I'm pretty
Godzilla?
sure were these like American movies that were made? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Oh.
it's got the same problem.
Dude, the one made in
Nah, he's got-
1998.
He's got a little bit more, but like if you go to that picture right next to it for the YouTube video, it's like I can't, man. Like slim my boy down. He's not. It's not 1940. Man got on the treadmill. He's lean. He's a green
You
fighting
should have some
machine.
muscles. Yeah.
Give me a fucking proper like.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't give me a dinosaur. Give me a fucking lizard.
You guys said Baker, you said you didn't like the
Oh,
Shin Godzilla. No, the Zilla from 1998.
So, okay, I remember 1998 Godzilla specifically because of Matthew Broderick.
I had the 1998 Godzilla board game.
Well, aren't you fancy?
I bet you played.
I threw
that
it
one-
away.
I bet you played that one time.
No, I threw it away. I was like, I'm not playing
Well,
this.
I have Godzilla 1998 on VHS at home
You-
today.
Can
You
you,
beat me.
play this VHS?
I could.
You have a VCR.
I do.
That's great.
have multiple.
Whoa. Do you got a CRT?
No, unfortunately.
He doesn't win. Okay, but like, yeah, like Tokusatsu, Darling in the, I'm sorry, Diazamon, Gridman.
It's weird to me they took a 3-year break between Gridman and Diazamon because I wanted to watch Diazamon because that's just a follow up, or it's like in the SSS universe.
Well, they were doing BNA and they did Promare. Yeah, well, apparently the Gridman is owned by somebody else. Anyways, with these they don't have a big catalog of stuff, but with these couple of things that they have, do you think they're going to be remembered as a big studio?
Absolutely. I mean, they're not a big studio, but they're one of the best. Like I would, if we're talking about a tier list of animation studios, Ufotable's probably up there. I think Cloverworks does some amazing stuff, and then Trigger's absolutely. Trigger might not have an extensive catalog, but I can point to like five or six of those of the like, I don't know, I can't count 10 total,
and you have
go that those are all bang.
And if somebody wants to split hair and say like, well, you technically can't include Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stocking, no, I will. Fuck you.
I mean, we'll have a new panty and stocking.
Yeah,
Yo,
we
if
will.
they make new panty and stocking in the Kill la Kill art style, oh, I'd be so in.
That would be actually pretty great. I would love to watch that.
Like, I don't want them to do the panty and stocking like we wanted to make this an Americanized.
Oh, you don't want to see that?
No, because we have.
Oh. Well, I mean, regardless of whether they go for like a more current style or the style they used back then, it doesn't matter to me either way. I mean, as long as it's good, that's all I really care about.
Yeah, I feel like all these shows, like we watch some fucking hot dog shit. Each of us have. Like,
Symphogear.
I can look at all these fucking shows and say all those are bangers, and the ones I haven't seen, I want to watch them because the rest of them are fucking bangers. Only problem I have is Darling in the Franxx.
But do you say it's worth the
that's-
24 episodes?
That's also A1 Pictures. It was a dual collaboration, so I don't know, man.
I see another name next to it.
Maybe
doesn't
A1
count.
Pictures fumbled that.
Yeah,
ending.
yeah, they wrote that in.
It was a Trigger ending. They went to space, and there were aliens. That was all these shows. They fucking crank it to fucking 11 at the end, and I love it. Except for Darling in the Franxx.
Because what at the end of Kill la Kill, like they're fighting what the original life fiber And
no, they're fighting original life fiber infused Ragyo in space.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Ryuko takes all the life fibers from all the Goku uniforms and infuses them into herself to make Zenkat strong.
Imagine taking what you just said and having and then explaining that to someone and be like, did you hear anything? And they're like, what?
How does it work? How do they go to space? They can't breathe. There's no air up
Don't
there.
fucking worry about it.
Doesn't fucking
Does
matter.
it look cool?
Did you have a
Yeah.
good fucking time watching it?
Of course.
Good.
Of course I did.
Does the music slap? Yes. Like,
I didn't get any sleep because I was trying to watch
I didn't
this.
even talk about the fucking music, dude.
Yeah.
The music, like, when it's building up to, like, the thing that's going to happen, like the scene, either the fight where they're both, like, facing off, the music just subtly kicks in, like, the music starts playing, but you're waiting for that chorus to drop.
mm-hmm.
You know the one.
I do.
Don't lose your way. And then when the fight finally fucking happens, it slams in. Oh, my God.
Every time the
Fucking-
music came in,
Fucking pinnacle.
You get hit with all this energy and you're like, fuck yes. And then you see cool shit.
All the music's fan-fucking-tastic.
and that's
For a budget of fucking probably 10 grand.
$10 probably.
God damn, they knocked that shit out of the fucking
I'm trying to think of like any of the music that didn't like hit because like all the Devas have great themes too.
Ragyo's theme goes so fucking hard.
Okay, I might have to go back. and actually
We're
read
listening to
the
Ragyo's
soundtrack.
theme before we leave this place.
Keep that list going, Sherm. Keep
I
it
forgot
going.
the other 3 things.
Do you think?
I got you. I remember.
All right, good.
Okay, so let me ask you, what's the difference between Kill la Kill and like, let's say my next anime from Trigger should be Darling in the Franxx? Because
Don't do that.
Because I think
I know you'll hate it.
because I know those are the 2 biggest ones that people know when you talk about Studio Trigger. People are like,
Okay, Gainax does not own fucking Gurren Lagann to me. That is 100% a Trigger joint.
Sure.
You can't convince me otherwise. So when I say the 2 best Trigger shows, it's always going to be Gurren, Kill la Kill. Edge Runners is probably in the top 5. Little Witch Academia, for as, like, if you pull up, like, just hover over the title of Little Witch Academia, like, you look at that and you go, man, that wouldn't be a hype show. Like, it's just fucking little girls doing magic.
Wait,
and
are there hype moments in the
it-
show?
Oh,
What?
oh yeah, it pops off.
Okay, because like,
They're just doing Hogwarts, and like I'll admit it's a little slow.
okay,
Like the beginning is just, hey, we're doing slice of life episodic stuff.
that's what I thought
there-
it was more slice of life.
There is a narrative through point to it.
Yeah.
That they climax. That Trigger loves to climax.
Trigger loves to climax.
You heard it here.
Hell yeah, brother.
They pull that.
what I do like about this art style is that if you showed this to like an American parent and you're like, hey, would you let your kids watch this? They'd probably be like, yeah, maybe,
I don't.
because it doesn't look like an anime.
It's also very. I don't think there's a lot of lewdness in this.
That's
Very
probably
very clean from what I remember.
That's probably like an American's dream, like a conservative's dream. Like their dream anime is just like, oh, but there's still witches though. So.
I mean, they have short skirts, I guess.
Okay, but let's just get off of politics.
Like,
but let's just say, like,
Little Witch Academia for
Banger, right?
as like.
I'm looking at some of these designs. I'm looking at some of these stills.
Oh,
Yo,
dude,
this looks pretty good.
That's like the big wand. Big wand. They have wands. Look at the design on that thing.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Hmm.
I don't know why I've been putting this off. I think our friend Tristan told me to watch this, and I still haven't.
Oh, Tristan watched it. I hate it now.
Throw it in the trash.
Every now and then he'll watch like it'll be like Big Strong Man. Sometimes she'll tell me to like watch something, and I'll be like, I don't know, your tastes are kind of iffy, and then I'm just like, yo, Training Day was actually a pretty good movie.
I can't be that mad. He always talked about Mushoku Tensei. That's why I watched it.
Yeah, dude.
He was right. I hate to admit it, but I think he liked it.
Oh, what? Little
Oh.
Witch Academia?
No.
Oh, Mushoku
Mushoku
Tensei.
Tensei.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, he did.
Man was full in on. Did you know that Rudy just keeps a pair of panties from Roxy? Like, did I ever tell you the story when we lived together? And it was during My Dress Up Darling's release.
Okay.
He came to me and he's like, yo, there was a scene when Marin jumped on his lap and dude had a boner. And I was like, is this your level of comedy, man? Like, I didn't say that, but I was just like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty funny. Then I watched it and I was like, this is like nothing, or you're paying attention to the wrong part of this moment right now.
He may have been looking at something else during that. I'm just saying.
I mean, I will say
I
that
mean, she's got a great ass. I'm not gonna.
I will say that show. People could say like you read too much into Dress Up Darling, but it's kind of implied that there's a bit more, like there's a heavier narrative and like more. Look, I'm just gonna say like Darling, not Darling. I keep wanting to say Darling in the Franxx. My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling. If you watch My Dress Up Darling, on the surface, it's like girl wants to cosplay, guy can make.
It's fan service, the anime, if you're just like glancing at it.
But
if you watch it, man,
there's like
that shit
deeper.
is deep.
There's like deeper themes about like dreams, life and death, and like what you want to do, like what your calling is, like just normal shit people like existential dread. But jump on in and get
so
a
the
boner.
mangaka actually wanted to have a decently deep story and not just horny bait, and there you go.
Yeah, but he horny baits you the whole time.
I like when mangakas have a story to tell you, but will also throw you something to keep you there. Like, man, I can tell you right now, if Nami and Vivi and Ryuji and Nico Robin and Boa Hancock weren't in One Piece, it would be less interesting to me.
I see.
That doesn't mean I wouldn't have watched it. Just might have taken longer for me to start.
It helps a little bit.
Just a little something.
Just a little bit.
Here's a question I have: should we watch 1, 2, or a couple of these?
We should watch One Piece. I agree. Let's get into it. 6 years later, we'll be done.
Do you?
Anyway.
I was gonna say
1 episode a week, boys. We can do this.
Holy shit, we wouldn't.
We can do this.
We'd be 30 years podcasting, and be like, dude, we just passed the.
There's what? 50,
we just
52 weeks in a year divided by 1100.
We'll be like, what?
It might take a little bit, but
30 years in, we'll be like, damn, Water 7 was really good, huh? So what I was gonna say is like we gather every Saturday. We watch a couple of things depending on the time. Hopefully, like I said, I get my Saturdays off soon. But like, let's say, should we come back to Trigger? Just specifically Trigger. I won't bring up Imashi. I won't bring up Gainax. It'll just be Trigger. Should we come back to Trigger once we watch maybe 5 or all of these? Like Diazamon, Gridman, BNA. I finally watched Frank. Not Frank, but Darling in the Franxx. Pluto, Space Patrol,
Luluco.
Yeah, Luluco, Promare, and then we have to watch those 2 Star Wars episodes.
I don't think it needs a revisit. I just like to passionately talk about how good this studio is because of the quality of most of their work.
Right. As small as their catalog could be said to be.
Right. Like, if you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, watch it. If you haven't seen Kill la Kill, watch it. Those are the 2 I always. You can dabble in the other stuff if you've enjoyed those. They might not all be for you. Like SSS Gridman, honestly, if I wasn't so deep into watching anime, I might have gotten turned off by the tokusatsu stuff. Like, it's hard to say. Darling in the Franxx isn't for a lot of people.
Well, clearly you were not endorsing it to Jose.
I just know.
I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like when
you
recommend
have to watch it. Then
it's just like when you recommend Isekai, and then you're like, I know you're not gonna watch it. Like, no, you're right. I won't. I will not watch this.
Thank you for saving me time.
Yeah.
So, like, what can you tell me to try and get me to like watch Darling in the Franxx though? Like, if I run out of everything and I'm like the only thing I'm left with is Darling in the Franxx, like, what would be some of its positives?
Do you want? I don't know. It deals a lot with like.
I know it's a bunch of fucking high schoolers dressing up in their little school uniform. Like,
so it has some deep parts to it, in that the main character is like very isolated from everyone. Like, he's a terrible like pilot of these mechs. Like, everyone he tries to like ride in the robot, because they have like a linking system.
Mm-hmm.
It might be an allegory for sex. Let's not get into that right now.
So wait, it's not a Pacific Rim thing?
Stamens and pistols. Let's get into it.
It's something, all right, Jose.
It's not a Pacific Rim thing?
No.
No.
Well, you don't...
They're doing doggy style on the robot.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not touching each other, so it's clean. Anyway... he's like a tragically written character. It might hit for some people, it might bounce off. If it doesn't hit with you originally, and then you don't like the other supporting cast members, it's just gonna miss for you entirely. And that's what I think's gonna happen with you, where you're gonna be like, I've seen this character before. It doesn't do anything for me. Most of these other characters I don't really like. Most of the fucking side characters I don't really like either. There's a couple. And then like we're just doing episodic stuff until like a greater through line happens, and then the ending just we don't talk about Bruno. So no, I don't think, if you think you can identify with that kind of story or you'd find enjoyment in it, you can watch it. But you can watch it if you want. I don't care. But I don't think you're gonna like it.
Okay. So you thoroughly warned me I will probably not like this. Thanks. I will keep it in mind.
Correct. Now I'll watch it next.
Now I'll
Yes.
Now this will probably be the next.
Add it to
I'll
the
hear
list.
this on this fucking podcast next week. 02 is the worst character, and I'll be like, knew you were gonna fucking hate it.
You know how you thoroughly try to like convince me to watch some of these great animes? I'm just like, I don't know, man. But you're really hitting hard how I shouldn't watch this. I'm like,
Because like I was so disappointed at the end of Darling in the Franxx. I was like, man, he was like right there, and then we just fucking stumbled. I don't know.
is it that meme where like the guy's riding his bike and he puts a stick in front of it?
No, it's not even that. It's the fucking horse. It's like beginning perfectly drawn horse, middle sketched out horse, ending fourth grader drew the horse.
Okay. I'm glad that's
So, listeners, it may or may not hit for you.
It may hit for you. Stop at like 17 or 18.
Okay. But A1 Pictures was involved, so maybe they were the part that's like
it's a trigger ass ending. I know.
Oh, we're just dropping the
I
bit.
know-
It's not even A1.
I know they borked that one.
is
I told you every time they go to fucking space. What happens at the end of the Darling in the Franxx? They go to fucking space.
Yeah.
I know Trigger was in on that bullshit.
I can't wait till Little Witch Academia just ends in space.
Do they go to space in that?
I think
Sure.
no, but they're right. They're riding around. There's a lot happening in the air.
Oh, but they don't penetrate the atmosphere. Look, we're good. We're good.
I think so. Yeah, I think it might all be on this.
Maybe. It might be.
It was a long time ago.
Okay. Well, what about Gridman?
I don't think Gridman goes to space. I could be wrong.
Really?
Well, it's a tokusatsu, so like, and
Gridman evaporated from my brain.
Fair enough. I mean, my only real like familiarity with tokusatsu is Kamen Rider, and the ones I've watched, they don't go to space. So
I don't know. I don't know what my next anime is going to be. What about you, Sherm? I mean, you, Baker.
son of a bitch. Okay.
What about you,
Just
Baker?
Can't figure out a name.
Wait, what was your
Okay.
Dune name?
Brother, I don't know.
All right,
I have
let's
no
not-
idea. You gotta
let's
ask
kill-
Sherm that one.
Let's
Chief.
kill that bit.
Okay. In any case, though, okay, when it comes to Trigger, the fact that SSS Gridman apparently has a tokusatsu vibe, you're selling me on it already. Like, I'd be willing to give it a go. And also, it's not even that fucking long either,
Yeah,
thankfully.
12 episodes, right?
Yeah, just for like the base one. And then I think when we were looking at it,
Diazamon.
there was like a second one, and they're even doing like a crossover between the first two. So, I mean, if I like it, there's going to be plenty for me to consume. So I'll probably give that a shot if I'm being honest with you.
And remember, if you skip outros, intros, and recaps, you get like 19 to 20 minutes. So, and that's 4 hours.
Jose, that's not going to happen, Chief. It's not going to happen. I need to see that. Well, I mean, if the openings are bad, I'll skip them. But, you know.
Well, okay, so I think my next one will be, I will give Gridman another shot. I remember watching Gridman, and I was watching it in English, and I was like, man, my dishes really need cleaning. So, like, I didn't give it a fair chance.
Something happened in it. I don't know.
It's definitely not Eminence in the Shadow. Like,
Right.
so
right.
I didn't
There
give
might
it
actually be something worth a damn in this versus Eminence and Shadow.
Yeah, so like I didn't give Gridman a chance, and I think that's on me. I'm at fault. I shouldn't have done that to him.
About he has crowbar.
Oh, don't even play this game, Sherm. Come on.
He says, "I am atomic."
Yeah.
He's so cringe.
It's a good
All
line, but that's
Let's
about
get
it.
into the JJK.
Okay, so we're last chance. This is gonna be JJK spoiler talk. For chapter
261.
261.
Yeah.
Last chance. If you're still here by now, don't fucking blame me. Blame yourself. Anyways,
I get to rip off your.
Yeah, hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
brother.
dog. Let's go.
Hit it, and quit it.
all right.
All right, JJK is 261. What'd you think?
Fuck.
I hit the mic twice.
Fucking wild, man. I assumed that when he was. I assumed when I saw him, when I saw Gojo in the last chapter, I was like, dude, is he back? What is this? Like, what is happening right now?
Right.
And then once you see like the little scars going across his head, you're like, no way.
Did you think it was Kenjuku?
I 100% thought it was Kenjaku. I was like, holy shit, Kenjaku took over fucking Gojo. This is mad litty, bro.
Okay. So, I talked a lot about this with Salem. Salem is thoroughly confused. That's okay.
I just have question marks over my head, dear listeners. So
Okay, you're just readjusting. So, let's just get out in front of it. Before we go any further, my feelings on it are, I know what happened. Like, I know that it's not Gojo returning. If at the end of this, Gojo somehow is magically fucking here, I don't care how, I'm mad.
100%. I don't want Gojo to come back. I don't need him to come back. He needs to.
There is no, I have zero fucking care for that motherfucker.
But guys, why don't you want him to come back?
It's unnecessary.
So I think I was pretty fucking lost at he got. So Yuta's soul is inside Gojo's body. Is that correct?
Correct. So Yuta
does the little crow boy, does he swap them?
Okay. So I need to explain this. If you don't understand then it's possible a lot of people did not understand. So basically what has happened is that Okotsu, Yuta,
Yep.
he killed Kenjaku in one of the last chapters. Basically what happened is Okotsu used Rika to, I think, eat Kenjaku, which
That's correct.
basically allowed Yuta to copy the ability of body hopping.
Okay.
So, and then what they did was they took Gojo's body, they took it back to the nurse girl from season 2.
Right. Shoko, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They took him back to season 2, and they also, I think it's the guy. Do you remember during the culling arc where there was that guy that maybe tried to trick Yuji, and he was like making flan, that he could make flan apparently or something like that. Apparently he had a role to play. Anyways, what's happening is that Kenjaku is not back.
Yep.
Gojo's not back.
Yep.
What happened is that they took Gojo's body, they fixed it, patched it back up, took his brain out, took out Yuta's brain out, put Yuta's brain inside of Gojo's body, and now what has happened is that Yuta, and during the chapter, it's a lot of like what ifs. Hey, if this happens, we need to have a backup. Gojo is so confident he's not gonna lose. He doesn't even want to think about it.
Yeah, because it's like a flashback of them like planning to fight.
Correct. And what is happening? What basically happened is Yuta's worst fear came true. Gojo lost.
Gojo lost. Yep.
He got
Okay, so he body swapped with Gojo. His brain is inside of Gojo, patched up Gojo.
Correct. What is explained in the chapter is that the Gojo's abilities are not abilities you can just acquire and copy. They're inherent.
Have to have.
Correct. They're inherent abilities passed down through bloodline. They are not abilities you can just copy.
Right.
Even though it's kind of said that what's the guy who with cursed speech?
Inumaki.
Even though he can copy kind of like Inumaki's a little bit, it apparently the six eyes are a technique or something that is so ingrained in bloodline purity and all this other bullshit. Basically what's going on is that those techniques that Gojo has are so ingrained with like, what do you call them?
Six eyes.
Yeah, the six eyes are basically inherent. They're not they're not something you can just pick up. That he needs to transplant his brain into Gojo's body. So Gojo's body was patched up.
Okay, so let's just stop there. I'm here now.
All right.
I kind of understood somehow he got in Gojo's body. Now it makes sense. Okay, so the rest of the chapter is like them discussing the morality of Yuta taking over Gojo's dead. I think this was masterfully done. I was trying to explain it to Salem, the idea of Gojo being such a fucking, like, the pinnacle of jujutsu sorcery, and the fact that no one ever, like, no one cared for him, paid attention to him, or anything like that. He was all alone at the top, and Yuta was the only person that's like, man, Gojo's kind of a tragic fucking person.
And remember, this whole thing kicked off with Yuta. Like, even though we've been following Yuji for a majority of the story, this thing did kick off with Yuta. And for Yuta to come back and be like, look, I might be the only one that might be able to defeat Sukuna, I don't find that too off. Like, sure, I remember a couple people hoping that we would get kind of like a Naruto where like Sukuna and Yuji would kind of like become one and bond, but like he made it abundantly clear from the get-go that Sukuna and Yuji were not going to become symbiotic. They were not going to become venom. They were not going to become friends.
Yeah.
This is somebody who he loves to make people suffer. He loves to make them cry.
It's evil incarnate in its purest form.
Correct. So the fact that Yuta has come back in Gojo's body, and he now has the ability to control Gojo's abilities, all it really is down to like what's gonna happen, because we were making fun of the joke. We were making the joke that every week for a good minute, Gege was introduced and like was bringing in all these characters. Like, oh, what about this dude with the trench coat? Like, hey, he's one of the best people around. He got like mopped in that by the end of the chapter.
So I think I was like, if you look top down at this, where you're like, what was Gege doing? Like, did he have this plan from the beginning? I honestly think in the last, I don't know, let's say 10 chapters of like, we're just fucking yucking people at Sukuna. I think he was kind of spinning his wheels where he fucking gonna do. And maybe you feel differently, because I felt like it's really like, especially when they talk in the backstory, like that gets interspersed through these chapters. It's like, oh, well, we have a plan if Gojo fails. We have a plan if Lightning Dude, I always forget. Kashimo fails. If Idle Death Camp. Hakari. If Hakari fails, if it goes on and on. Like the judge, the guy that summons a courtroom as his fucking domain expansion. The shiesty sorcerer, as I like to call him, or the dude that had the beanie over his fucking face. Like, I felt like he was spinning his wheels narratively, where he was like, I don't know where to go with this, so I'm just gonna write it where I throw a character at him. He gets the shit kicked out of him, and then we'll just explain it with, okay, so we have a plan in case that guy, who's next on the chopping. You know what I mean? Do you feel like Gege had an idea where he was going, and he just felt the need to throw all these characters at Sukuna?
So okay, so I'm on where I read my manga at. I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm sure lots of people know a couple of sites. But I'm looking at I was looking at their comments, right? Here's one guy who basically says something along the lines of, "Welcome to the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, where all your favorite characters die because Sukuna needs to be the strong and Yuji needs to suffer. The past couple of months and years developing their individual stories all down the toilet just to emphasize the big mean bad man is just big and mean." Like, do you feel this is where the manga has headed? Like, is this, because I know this
I caught up recently, so this all happened very quickly. Yes, I think he's right, but I don't know, like, is that Gege, like I said, is he taking his time week to week and thinking, man, I can't figure out an idea on how to do this in a way that people will like? Or is it he had this all planned from the beginning, where he was going to have Sukuna run through these characters?
I feel like a lot of mangaka, I don't know about you, Baker, I don't know if you know I don't know if you can attest to this, but I feel like a lot of mangaka, especially in the industry, are week to week. Like, they plot week to week. Like, they might have an overarching storyline, and they're like, okay, I can maybe get this done within the next 5 weeks. I can get this done, and then I can enter my next arc. So I don't know really where Gege was headed. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they're week to week, so they're kind of just they're making this shit up as they go along. And I feel like
you feel like he has been just, like, trying to figure it out while he's still writing chapters.
Yeah.
So he's doing things on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you think it was him, like, agonizing over using Gojo to defeat Sukuna, and then finally he's like, fuck it, man, I can't figure another way out of this. Let's just do it anyway.
So, kind of like Oda, he's always said, like, I know the ending, it's just the middle I keep, inflating? Yeah, he's just like, I keep inflating the middle because I keep getting more ideas and more narratives. I'm also hitting 60. I should probably stop, but I can't. Because, he's also doing this week to week. He's been saying, like, I should have been done within 5 years, but he's bloated it it out for 20. So I think Gege has also kind of hit this wall where he's like, probably should have stopped. I probably should have, because I think Jujutsu Kaisen was the original Yuta run. I think it was just supposed to end after that, after
Right.
Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I think it was just supposed to be done. But I think Shueisha asked him, do you want to keep going? This did number.
Right.
And he was like, sure.
Okay, so like, do you want it to end when Yuta in Gojo's body defeats Sukuna? Plain and simple.
So I think I do, but a lot of people have been kind of saying Nobara's coming back. Now, where would that fit? Because we're at the end. He has said that he would have 3 major arcs, and this was right before he entered the Shibuya arc. He said, I'm gonna have 3 major arcs: Shibuya,
Shibuya, the
culling, and then this. This should be the 3rd arc, unless he's trying to count this and the culling.
Sukuna gauntlet match.
Correct.
The final arc.
Correct. So this should be the final arc. We should be done after this.
Right. Well, I just don't know how you use Nobara. Like, unless she gets a major power up, gets bigger nails or a bigger hammer, like, man, that character doesn't seem to do a lot.
So I remember you guys mentioning that Nobara essentially has just exited the story, right?
Yeah,
Well-
so she was injured, but it's never confirmed that she's dead.
Okay.
But
And-
we have not mentioned her since what's been animated.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask, was like, how long has it been now since she was last?
Since season 2, and it was almost like in the like 100 chapters.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been gone.
Okay.
She's been gone. She's been out.
I mean, unless it's to please the fans, I guess. Like,
I don't
if
think-
we're this deep
I'm
in,
gonna
it just
be
sounds
honest.
I
like...
don't think Gege is the type to please fans.
I'm
Well-
also going to be honest. I don't think the fans care for Nobara very much.
I
There
know-
are so many better characters. Like whether you're looking at it from a horny angle or from like a character like backstory and like character line, there are just better characters than Nobara in any way, shape, or form.
So with her being gone this long, it just does not seem feasible that she's just going to make a surprise.
Yeah, because I don't think there's no fucking cheering when people read this chapter, read an upcoming chapter of Nobara.
They're not going to pog out.
Maybe that's just, I don't know how you feel about Nobara.
So a lot of people have been commenting, just saying like Sukuna has yet to show his true power, which is like a fucking joke that's been running since like this arc started. And considering how long he has his arcs go for, I think sometimes he blows them out to like 50 to 40 chapters. This is only halfway, I would say. So I think we still have quite a bit to go. If not, we have entered like the last few rounds. But a lot of people, as you can clearly see, like this guy Ray, he's just saying they really throwing random bullshit at point. I don't know where the author led this story.
So I've been seeing a lot saying like, because Gege imposes that Yuta can only do this for 5 minutes. Why, I don't really remember. It's not really the point I'm here. People are thinking after 5 minutes, then Gojo, something will happen and he'll be carnage.
Yuta as Gojo, or like
No, just something.
Gojo,
some bullshit
Gojo?
happens. They have to swap out like the brains, and then Gojo's just back to normal.
all right, here's a guy. Trash has manga. Fuck Gege. Took a shit on Gojo's character while he was alive, and now he's using this body as a weapon. Took a shit on Yuta. He took a shit on. Wait, he is a Kakashi. Yeah, you can tell what kind of fucking
Right, but
person this is.
that's what I'm saying.
So a lot of people are like split.
would you clap if Gojo was fully real?
No, I wouldn't. I would honestly
I would
be
be
more
s-
upset.
I would be so upset if that's how
Okay.
the manga ends.
Kind of to go back to Kill la Kill. I was telling him this when it was like when they went, oh, Ryuko is Satsuki's sister. I was like,
Oh, he was big mad about that one.
I was like,
Oh,
are you
were?
fucking serious? I was like, this better not be what it. They better
He
not be
was
going down
saying
this
it like
route.
literal minutes before it happened.
This
He's
better
like,
not.
I swear to God, if they're sisters, I'm gonna be so mad. And I'm like, well,
It was during the part where she was like, Satsuki couldn't do it, so we.
I had to make the life fiber baby in my womb, and then that baby died. And then Jose's like,
I swear to God, if that fucking kid is...
Literally, like seconds after that happened, I went, "Oh my god, they are gonna reveal. They're gonna." I was like, "They better not be sisters." And guess what? The dad, who fucking looked like a 1970s
yeah,
anime
he hunched
character,
his back, grew out a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it was still technically her biological dad. For whatever
That's correct.
reason.
So not a fan of that plot point. Okay.
No, so
Okay.
it's like that. Like I like literally minutes before they went. Oh, Sasuke and Ryuko are sisters, and I'm like,
so if Gojo comes back, you're big man.
yeah.
But
Because this
aside,
is-
aside from this Yuta being Gojo, Yuta's brain being inside Gojo's body.
So I mean, if Yuta wins and he's alive,
5.
if Yuta wins, Sukuna's dead, and we're like, all right, that okay. So
I mean,
Yuta,
we have Nobara, we have Megami. We still gotta get Megami out. Like,
I think Megami's done. I think he's done.
Megami's coming.
I think
Because every time
sister's dead.
Which
That's the
one?
whole reason he did this for. His sister, the one that
Oh,
turned
yeah,
into
yeah.
Sukuna, like the girl that claimed like she was Sukuna's lover or loved him,
but
whatever.
I think they keep making references like Yuji's punches. Like, I think that is Gege trying to convey that Yuji is trying to like communicate. I think Meg. And then now I'm thinking like if Megami's coming back, Nobara's probably gonna come back, and then Gojo will be reincarnated after 5 minutes.
I mean, you might have a point. Well, that's to say, this is where we're at.
I think right now, I think it's good. I like where we're at. This could very easily turn the other way to where we're both like, man, fuck, there was no need for it. He might go one way, he might go the other. I could see it either way, to be honest.
According to Shonen Jump, which publishes, well, they're the whatever.
Yeah, they're the manga.
Right. So according to Jump, because sometimes Gege like
Tell me this motherfucker's taking a break right now.
That's what I'm trying to look at. Hold on. Because it usually
For the
tells-
next 5 minutes, Yuta is effectively Gojo.
Okay, sorry. Technically, the chapter's not out right now.
Yeah, technically, it comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So as of right now, we don't know if there will be a 2-week break after chapter 261.
This motherfucker better not go on break.
Let me look it up
Yeah,
and see.
yeah.
Is there a break?
Is there a harem ending in Persona 2? I hope there is. You don't have to answer.
Oh, you sure?
That's just what was on the Google search.
Okay.
Lets me know where
Why
Jose...
are people looking that shit up on Google?
Wait, what
Lets
was
me
it?
know where Jose
Is there a
said that.
harem ending at the end of Persona 2? Did you look that up, Jose?
Which one?
Is there a harem ending at the end of Persona 2?
No, not 2.
Oh, okay.
3.
Oh, 3.
Oh, you want to know if there's a harem ending?
Yeah.
I see.
I enjoy that the harem ending of 5 was just all the girls confront you on Valentine's Day and they're like, fuck.
I wanted to see.
You fuck boy.
Yeah, I wanted to see if they would like add a new line because I think I told you guys. I don't know, or I may have not have. After the so in the original Persona 3 game, there's a scene in interaction.
I don't like this fucking
break after 261. All right, folks, let the lobotomy flow through you until 260.
me.
Yep. So we are getting a break.
By the way, the
Okay.
like all the narrator narrating over like made up fucking domain expansions for fictional characters, that's referred to.
I was gonna say, like in Persona 3, the original game, there's an interaction at the beach, and it's basically with it's a person that had transitioned from male to female because they point out like, hey, what's that between his legs?
Oh.
And then they run away. Yes, in Persona 3 during the beach scene where like the guys are trying to pick up girls. During the remake, what they do is they like insinuate they're leading up to it, and then they pull a switcheroo on you. So if you have played the original, you feel like you know where it's going, and you're kind of like, whoa, in this day and age? But then they pull a switcheroo on you, and they're like, well, if you buy these supplements from me, it'll be $2.90. It basically, they pull, it's a element, what is it called? Like MLM? They basically make her an MLM scammer. Yeah,
All
they
right,
basically,
let's wrap
yeah,
up
so,
guys,
okay, so,
before
yeah,
we tangent.
but yeah, so we're,
Okay, so I'm good. Are you good right now?
I like where we're at. I know there's a lot of like Gojo lovers, Sukuna haters. I know there's a lot of Yuta haters out there, but I'm just gonna tell you
I
right
don't know
now.
how you hate you. Just the best boy trying the best he can
I'm gonna tell you right now.
with his special grade curse spirit girlfriend.
In my personal opinion, I think Nobara will come back in one way or another. I just think it's kind of useless or pointless at this point. I don't think she should come back,
I
but
feel no.
but if she does, I guess. Second of all, I don't think Megami will come back. I don't think he will come back.
I do think Megami will come back, but
Well, even if he comes back, he will be broken. He'll basically have the no
and then
life in his
we'll have
eyes.
we'll have to build the character back up.
Gojo's done. He's done. He's dead.
I hope so.
Yuta will stay in the body unless he goes.
For 5 minutes.
Unless he decides
5 minutes.
Unless he decides I can't have this power. No one man should have all that power. He quotes Kanye.
For the next 5 minutes, no one man shall have all this power.
Yep. If he quotes Kanye, no one man should have all this power. So, and then as for Yuji, I think Yuji has basically just become a second. I think he's basically just working his way up to become a second Sukuna. Continues to put out more Black Flashes.
For a little do you know what a Black Flash?
It's probably a special move.
It's when Cursed Energy Fist punch.
It's like
but the timing is hard. Like even Gojo has said in the manga, like I can never get it right. And then there's actually a little piece of backstory that flashes back to Gojo where he's like, my fights are so fast, I never need more than 2. And then I think Nanami held the record. He had 3, and then it's just a little nice tidbit.
He's just like constantly beating his personal best, essentially.
So the Black Flash, anybody can do it, but it's supposed to be like it's incredibly hard to do.
Okay.
It's not like Naruto or Goku doing a Kamehameha or a Rasengan because it's like their special move. The Black Flash can be done by anybody and everybody, yet it's like Yuji the one that can just continuously do it.
He's just effectively mastered it in a sense because he keeps getting better and better at it.
As basic as the Black Flash would appear to most people, when it hits. Because kind of like in wrestling, when wrestlers protect their finish, or like if I hit you with this finish, you're getting pinned. Like that's when Black Flash hits, it means something.
It's kind of like even Sukuna's not immune to it. Like the reason he's struggling right now is because of those consecutive Black Flashes that Yuji has given him. That's why he's having such a hard time.
For a show that dabbles so much in like domain expansion, it can do all this fucking bullshit. Just a Cursed Energy punch is also very effective, and that's all that Yuji can pretty much do. Because I personally don't think we'll ever see fucking domain expansion.
Oh, does he not have a domain?
No,
really?
No,
and there's no like reference to the domain.
Yuji has no domain.
I don't think he ever cares to have a domain expansion, and that's fine. I like that. Anyway, let's wrap up. JJK is currently good. Could change in 2 weeks when the next chapter hits. We'll see.
Watch Trigger stuff. Gurren Lagann, Panty and Stocking.
No.
Kill a Kill.
Don't watch the English dub if you're going to watch Panty and Stocking.
I recommend the English dub. I think
Shut the fuck up.
But it was.
Is it just like fucking Pamela Henderson jokes again?
I don't think so.
Is there something there?
Okay, so apparently they just Americanized it.
How they changed Japanese to make it friendlier to English.
I remember watching a video, somebody said it was akin to Ghost Stories. Yeah, but exactly. They didn't go that far.
Yeah. So,
I enjoyed the dub. Again, this was way back in the day when I watched it, so I don't know.
Okay, Panty and Stocking in English, Gurren Lagann, Kill a Kill. You can watch those in English too. They're actually incredible.
Let's get on Little Witch Academia, and then we need to watch Promare. And then
I've already finished.
Oh, sorry. I'll get on Little Witch Academia, and then we got to watch Promare.
I'll watch Little Witch Academia every week.
I will say I'm interested in Gridman. After hearing about
we can watch Gridman.
Yeah, Gridman. I have to give it a fair shot.
Rika's thighs.
No dishes this time.
No dishes. No, my dishes are clean.
Salem, Rika's thighs.
No.
They go on for miles.
Okay.
I would put them up against his favorite character's thighs.
Oh, my favorite character's thighs? You think they rival her thighs?
Oh, absolutely.
You think Riza's thighs are...
Dude, okay, so like she's wearing like a short skirt, man. Thighs are out the whole fucking time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
We're at 2:45.
This has been Anime Thighs Podcast.
We're at 2:45. I'm going to have to condense this down, but this
Man, we should have named the podcast Anime Thighs.
Anime Thighs.
So everybody will come in.
Absolute territory.
And then realize that none of us watch Harem.
Yeah, well, I kind of do, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, this has been...
All right, let's get the clap in. And go.
Okay, so
finish her up.
This has been... Okay, so this was Isano's Den of Otakus. Talked about Trigger. Talked about JJK Thighs. So hopefully you come back for episode 5.
We did not talk about JJK Thighs.
Actually lying.
That's what I'll name if I like break this up into like sections.
Name this episode JJK Thighs.
I will.
All right, great.
Me Trigger and JJK Thighs. So yeah, essentially this is what this podcast is every week. Thanks for coming back around to Isano Monjo's Den of Otakus. I'm gonna drop a bombshell after I get off of this with the guys, and then the audience will probably know what I mean. Anyways, everyone have a good day. I gotta get to work.
Arrivederci.